Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
They didn't mute their computer.
Probably you, Sam. God damn it, because I don't have it pulled up yet.
Yeah, it's not mine. I'm on my phone.
Welcome all. It's a Saturday night. I've been sick all week. I missed 2 D&D games, but I'm here.
But now he's just got Saturday night fever.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty important.
Saturday night COVID. No, I don't have COVID. I'm okay. But yeah, we got a show for you guys this week. We got 2 guests, Rata Alada and Sparkle Bats for the win. Rata Alada.
I fucking love that.
Jason, why don't you tell them where you're at on the internet, sir?
Let's see. You can find me Jason Lowry at the Nerds Has Spoken, obviously. The Nerdvana Network. See, I got it this time. Fucking with you.
Nice.
Pretty much everywhere.
Do you have anywhere where you want people to find you?
Not really, but you can find me on Facebook, Eric Espada. I'm there.
Nice. And you know us. Russ, where you at?
Oh, hello there. You can find me here every Saturday, and that's about it. I don't post nowhere anymore. I don't fuck around on Facebook anymore. I don't post nowhere. Fucking done. What I'm gonna start posting on? Hold on a minute. I'm gonna start posting. The only thing I'm gonna start posting on is the MPSP, and I'm gonna start putting some shit on the Nirvana network. That's it.
Dude, the group's
Nothing
been
else.
fun, man. The group's been fun. I'm loving it.
Every time I go into groups, I get pissed off because people just start. They're terrible. I went to this G.I. Joe group this week. Oh my god, I've never heard so much bitching in my life. And I'm like, look, dude, I like the bitch, but not like that. So.
I've heard that about G.I. Joe groups.
What are they bitching about?
Well,
Yeah,
they're
what are they
bitching about the fact that something.
What's their left to bitch about?
Fucking. Apparently, somebody found a spirit and a GameStop or something.
And it was street data. It was street data for September, so they couldn't buy it. I saw that post.
That's right, and people are kirking out about it being street data for
so
September.
People are calling in bomb threats to GameStops.
Yeah, and people are upset at Hasbro, saying Hasbro needs to get that shit out earlier and all this crap. And I'm like, whatever, dude. I don't care. I got one pre-order. It shows up when it shows up.
Dude, I was gonna say,
exactly.
Pre-order stuff, man. You can't get upset.
That kind of makes me want, like, when they go to get their figure from GameStop finally, that all the joints just fall apart.
Hope it's broke.
Yeah, I hope it's melted.
You know, like, I mean, come on.
The molds all degrade.
Yo, I wish DC Direct joints on those people.
Ooh.
Yes, clear plastic joints.
God damn.
Crumble
all left feet and left hands, like on everything. Like.
Dude, that's DC Direct, man. So it's like I've been working with a few of those figures, unfortunately, man. And like the DC Direct stuff, like it'll have like 2 boots, and they'll have like a calf swivel, right? And they'll be uneven. Like one boot, like the swivel on it will be like a half a centimeter higher than the other one. It's just the most tedious and irritating shit. Just like I'm looking at something, I'm like, okay, I can use these boots for this, pop on this different joint on them, whatever. But then it's like, no, it's just
terrible, dude.
They're just making it way more work for me, you know.
Look, I'm all about some Hasbro bashing. But these guys are just like bashing.
DC Direct's the worst.
Like
in DC Collectibles, like recently, because they rebranded, they made some improvements, but just stayed bad in a lot of ways.
And I made the mistake of posting up and defending, actually defending the Big H, and guy was like, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard."
You know what? Nothing's fucking good enough. When the classified line first started, it was so hard to find figures. You know, people were actually bailing online. It was so hard. And now they've made it so that everybody can get it. Yeah, you might have to wait a little longer, but you're getting your fucking figure. You want a bitch? Go to eBay, pay $100 for a fucking figure, and then in 3 weeks from now, I'm gonna catch your post with 1,000 Marvel Legends on a dirty mattress that you're trying to sell because you can't pay your rent. And you can't pay your bills because you overpaid on a $20 fucking toy because you got no patience.
Speaking of dirty mattresses and not being able to pay your rent. Sam Mead, why don't you tell me where you're at?
Oh, damn. He's living in someone's laundry room now.
Well, dude, I was gonna say I'm luckily still in this house somehow. And Insta Sam 89 on Instagram. Sam Mead in the groups here every Saturday night because I'm used to saying Friday night. So I said here every Friday night. Here every Saturday night. Where you at, Nick?
I'm here. You can find me on Facebook as Nick Brammer, Twitter Brammer_Nick. There's a masterpiece, shit piece, everything now, and we'll be posting more.
Yeah.
And we'll have hashtags and everything up on YouTube also, so the shows are a lot more searchable and it's easier for you guys to find us live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, join the group if you're a fan of the show and know us to some extent. Join the group; it's a ton of fun, man. It's good people in there,
man.
A lot of good discussion
And dude, Ernie, my dude from Pop, Ernie, he's been real active, posting a ton of wrestling shit in there, and I love this.
Yeah,
yeah, I saw that.
Sure. And it's like that's not my bag, but I just love to see it. You know what I mean? Like, if that is your bag, like you got it. It seems like he's got a good thing going. It seems to be established, and
yeah,
love it.
Russ posted some good shit a little bit ago. He's been making comments. I'm happy, man.
Mm-hmm.
We got like we're up to a little over 100 members. So
yeah, and that's how I've been used to. Like, there's always shit. Like whenever I have like the hot takes or whatever, I'm always like, I want to put it in this group, but then I'm like, well, I got to think about it. Who's in this? It's gonna be a bunch of psychopaths, like calling me, accuse me of not being a true fan of whatever the property is, but in the MPSP group, man, I just let it fly, and I love it, man. It's like it's because it always is good discussions in there.
And I gotta be watching out for some shit you post. I'm just gonna grill your ass next time you post something.
I don't take you. I got you blocked on social media, so
he's like, I
wouldn't even know,
Dude, another group that like I'm glad you guys feel that way, but another group like that is the Danhausen Fanhausen group. It's just a bunch of Danhausen fans. Matt Hurd's in there.
I was gonna say, is Matt. I'm guessing.
Oh no,
yeah, dude. But like, it's the only place I see Matt fucking happy.
Of course.
I love Matt, but like, it's this thing about Danhausen. I swear to God,
he's got that old
everybody happy.
Mm-hmm.
Even
that's
Matt.
great. That would be.
I love that.
Oh my God.
He's want you to be happy.
Oh yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, you're finding that out too, Jason. The way I have it set up, it will post into all three of them at once. Did you see that?
Yeah. That's what I had set up on ours too. So.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh man. So, what was y'all's weeks like?
Man, busy, but I somehow had a ton of free time. I've been busting these toys out, man. Making customs and shit. I had a bunch of. So that's like the worst thing. And I'm sure you're familiar with this, where it's like you got like you think of something, and Jason, you too, right? But then it's like you just got to wait for parts. All those parts came in Monday, so I've been staying up too late, and I grabbed that McFarlane Superman. I found it retail, and then decided to, dissect the motherfucker and put it back together. But it's been cool, man. It's been keeping me busy, so that's good. And then that'll do until the Mayfex one arrives. I got it modded, like hype modded to fit with like the Mayfex stuff, and got a new head to put on it. That McFarlane head that came with the Superman. It's just like I got it right here. I feel like it's sculpted well, painted well. Doesn't look anything like Superman.
No, it doesn't.
It looks like Superman got an allergic reaction or something.
Yeah.
It looks like Superman after he got zapped
by that shit from the green. Yeah, that arrow. But so like
that's what I'm going to be using that for.
Yeah, for sure. Like when he's like pulls around and catches or whatever. But that's like I wonder why, because like this is the one I have on him now. This came from an old DC Direct figure, which I still don't think is perfect.
What's up, KJ?
But it's
What's up, KJ?
I don't know. A lot of the
Yeah, it's better than the other one. I like that better
But
than the
that's
other
like a lot of the shit with like the Mayfex ones that I've customized. It's just because Frank Miller's art in that book is all over the fucking place. Like characters look completely different from book to book, from panel to panel. Like coloring's different. Like he was just at home banging Lynn Varley, and she's just trying to. They were just trying to get this shit out, and but yeah, so it's like it's tough. It's tough for that, and I think Mayfex for a lot of like the Batman stuff with the head sculpts, they went with that kind of like the DC animated movie look, which I hate. So I had to get different heads for all those, and it's just the life of when you're a picky collector,
Yeah. Dude, I've been working on the same figure for like 2 weeks.
Who's that?
And it's just like it's because there's so much detail into it. It's Moss Man.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
And so like I've had to like keep having to like go back over his hands because they're way too shiny now.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's the worst, man. That's the worst. You gotta like there's a like any matte spray you can get. I feel like if you like you just hold it super far out and just like dust the shit, it tends to bring that sheen down a little bit.
I actually think like I'll be able to show him off a little more. And then like the other thing, like there was so much like detail in his belt, unlike the other Masters of the Universe figures, because like his is vines on the top and bottom of the belt, and then he also has the circles in the middle. So you have to make sure that while you're painting that belt, I masked it off at first, but then like trying to get in there for the detail work, you can't. So it's just like every little sausage finger mistake I make shows up.
Yeah, dude. It's like you look at something like that and you kind of have to like work in reverse. You know what I mean? Like basically, it's like, so what are you gonna paint on top? Okay, that's the last. You know what I mean? It's like do the washes and then just kind of go on top, like just like whatever the order is, right?
Yeah.
God, the life of customizers. I'll stick with my kit bashing. It's about all I fuck with.
I was thinking about that today.
In like the thing, just real quick, go ahead.
Yeah.
In a second, but like that's the thing. It's just this one thing. Is like I know it's gonna be just like another layer of wash, but these hands are driving me nuts.
Well, dude, Nick, I've been in that same situation where I'm like, and it's like just like little shit. Some big shit I can let go and be like, whatever, it's gonna sit there. But then there's like just some little things like that, like when like you hit it with too much seal or whatever, and then like they're too shiny. So I'll literally will just repaint everything. You know what I mean? Like I'm like fuck it. Like I just like can't. Like I'm not that like obsessive about most things in my life, but shit like that. But dude, so I was gonna say is like how many like, because I was thinking about Jason with this, like how many customizers do you think started doing this shit because of Mezco? You know what I mean? And just like the kind of like not ease, but just like the being able to create the whole character without having to paint anything. You know what I mean? And just being like, because I feel like I've had a good time. I don't buy much. I think I've maybe bought one Mezco figure in my life, but it's like the amount of ease it is where I'm like, okay, this Mezco figure has like I needed the Mezco Jim Gordon head, and put a feeler out, and within 10 minutes I had one on the way to my house. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's it's been a huge thing. And I feel like they played a big part in that.
And like then like going to like even off of instead of customs like dioramas. I've thrown away every diorama I've done now.
So you and E have something in common.
like those brick like building one, the brick building one I had for the Spider-Man shit, and I cut like the hole in it. I had I was so pissed at it, I just threw it all away. I threw away the painted canvases I did for the Guardians of the Galaxy display I had with like the paint and shit back there. Threw it away. Don't like it. What's up, Burgess?
Damn.
Hello, Burgess?
I don't even like think there's anything wrong with that, because I've done that shit too. Not like throwing shit. I don't throw shit away. I give to my kids. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, oh, here you go, guys. You can have this. But I do feel like where it's like if I can do this better now, man, and that's like you know, I always think back to like how like I started doing this shit in like 2010. You know what I mean? I got like 3 3/4 Star Wars figures I'm painting with like literal like nail polish. You know what I mean? And it's like now, like, you know, because I was I've been getting these. I'm trying to fill this like Batman family, the Bat family, right? In the like to fit with either the Mafex or Revoltech Batman. I don't know which one. I'm gonna keep both of them. Obviously, I don't know which one, you know, works better in the display or whatever. But and it's like I got this Batwoman, like this Greg Capullo Batwoman, and it's like I fucked with her all day, and now she has like the articulation of any import figure. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And it's a DC Direct figure, and it's like I couldn't dream of doing this shit 10 years ago, 5 years ago. And there's not much that like is beyond me at this point. Like other than sculpting, I've never sculpted anything other than like rudimentary shit. But
so do you ever go back and look at some of your old stuff and then you get annoyed when you see like a thumbprint or some shit in there? Like you're like, damn it, I missed that.
Dude. And I think it's mostly they're like there's been like 2 tools that have like changed my
that's right. He's
production. And one of them is like the Dremel and then the airbrush, and it's like there's a time in my like you can look on my Instagram and find like there's pre-Dremel and then there's pre-airbrush, and it's striking differences, you know.
Speaking of the Dremel, man, I am so happy with these goddamn fucking Masterverse figures because it's basically like my first custom. You just Dremel where it's where the fucking joint is, like there's an indent where the joint is.
The Masterverse ones are like the based off the Netflix show, right?
Yeah.
No. Well,
no. Or are they the classic ones?
No. Masterverse is the line. The first couple waves of Masterverse were based off of the Revelation show.
Okay.
Masterverse is also doing She-Ra and New Eternia and other things that are that are going to start the show.
I didn't know. Yeah, I couldn't remember like the name for the like classic ones with just articulation. Basically.
Did anybody know if they're going to do another season of the fucking the He-Man of the?
Seems that way. I don't know.
If they want to, it hasn't been announced yet. I mean, that show was not.
Well, it was very controversial.
Exactly. So,
but it got a lot of views though. I mean, people watched the shit out of it.
You know,
I don't know. They're still making figures. So.
Yeah, I don't know if Mr. Kevin Smith has it in him to go through that all over again.
Dude,
I think you could do it.
So what if he doesn't? You know, I really enjoyed Masterverse. That's just my opinion. But I think that there's enough there that they could build something out of it. That's the first season. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And so like if he doesn't have the balls to continue it, put somebody else in that chair.
That's what I think too.
I kind of think so too, man. Like put some, and it's like, and it's not like an impossible task. Like you might not get a name like Kevin Smith, but it's like, dude, find a competent animation producer or director and just say, hey, we want to keep this going, like helm this, and there's enough of them out there. Yeah. Like
James Gunn does She-Ra.
Yeah, well, dude, it's like Nick, you bring it like Vox Machine or whatever. Like like the creative team behind that, like they were behind a ton of good shit, a ton of other good shit. So it's like that's an example of that. It's saying, hey, we want this property, we want this done. Get some people who know what they're doing and kind of fill in that role. And
he made 2 mistakes. He split it. The first mistake. Sure. So when people weren't too thrilled with the first 5 and you gave them 2 months to complain and bitch about it, a lot of people didn't go back to finish it.
Well, I think you're forgetting that he ruined people's childhoods, man. You can't take that lightly.
Well, so did Michael Bay. And remember, people said the same thing about Michael Bay.
Hey, people still haven't recovered from that, man. You can't play around with people's feelings.
Look, and the second mistake he made was advertising the show as a continuation. That was the mistake because it really wasn't. What he was supposed to say was this show is going to be heavily based off of the original Filmation series while we're taking ideas and things from other venues because that's what they did. They took things from 2000X. They took things from the comics, and they put it all in there. People went into the assumption thinking that this was going to be a literal continuation of a show that had no storyline really, because it was every episode was one and done.
You know,
but there still was a lore behind it and a history to those characters that they changed in this. Come to find out that certain things he couldn't do legally. This is why this was the mistake that was made. He never should have said it was a continuation, and half the blowback would have been gone. He still would have got sub. Don't get me wrong, because you can't please anybody these days. But
now
it would have been a lot better.
Now, do you think that they split this because of the toys that were coming out?
I don't know. I don't know why they split it, but it was.
Or even the comic. It was the comics that was split too, correct? Like they did like a prequel comic or something?
I think it came from the show being split, and I think the comics might have done that after that was announced, because I think Netflix is having like a crisis with how they want to deliver their programming now that we're 2 years into Disney Plus, in Apple TV and everything that's releasing everything week to week, which is like I think if anyone argues that that's worse, or that like dumping it all at once, like if you want to stay relevant for weeks at a time, release that shit week to week, right?
Yeah.
Well, it makes content last longer too.
Yeah, and I think for sure, and I think Netflix is like, I think that was a kind of instance of that where they don't really know what to do.
Well, if you see Stranger Things, the new season is now coming out in 2 parts. The final season of Ozark, they split into 2 parts,
and like those are bangers. You know what I mean? Like those aren't just like random shows. Like these are huge, hugely popular shows that they're doing this with. So
I don't think anything is wrong with either route that you go. But I mean, I've kind of preferred the Netflix give it all to me at once type thing. Because I like to be like, you know, I do. Yeah. I like that. But I really like the model that, well, it was only a 30-minute show. But going back to Vox Machina on Amazon Prime, they gave you 3.
Few at a time, yeah.
That was cool too. Yeah, that was a good way of doing it.
There were some shows that did the first 3 episodes, like Peacemaker, right off the bat, and then after that they released them weekly. I kind of prefer
the boys
that.
Do that too with like they get you the first 3 or
the first 2. I mean,
something like that.
We're looking at. It's one thing if it's an hour show. I don't think you can give me 3 episodes every week. I think that's just a bit too much. Even 2 hours, 2 episodes a week. I don't know for an hour show, but on a show that was basically 25 minutes, giving me 3 episodes a week was great.
Right, that's awesome.
Because it goes so quick, it's so hard to get into it if you just got 1 episode.
That and it's like most of those shows are still kind of cut to that like 22 minutes, like you know, 30-minute airtime with commercials. You know, like they're still kind of cut to that, like. So I think that's fine in that instance, you know.
Yeah, Eric's right. It's something about like Invincible that happened with that too, like the first couple episodes, and then after that.
But it's something like man. You needed to put it all out. You needed to put it out all at once. Because if you'd have done it week to week, you would have heard so much crying week to week as people waited for the next. People wouldn't have made it to the first 5. By putting,
but they would have cried anyway, whether it would all came out at once or. I mean, either way.
But at least I guarantee you, all these people who only watched the first 5 and then go back, if you put it all out at once, they would have watched all 10 to then complain about all 10.
True, but I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, just real quick. I wanted to show you guys what I was talking about on these figures.
Blow up your screen a little bit so you can see it.
Yeah, I could probably do that. Boom. All right, cool. Okay. All right, so can you see that right there?
Yeah.
All right, because it looks.
I can see a man's crotch.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So looking at the knee, okay.
You like wrestling?
Yeah.
The joint is right in the middle, okay, and on
that's his crotch again.
Dude, that right there, that right there. There we go.
But I see what you're saying about the knee.
Yeah. See, like there's these little triangle parts here. Dremel those, and you will get no and also obviously the knee joint down a little bit. You will get no paint rub on these figures whatsoever.
Now, are both of those knees dremeled out like that right now currently?
No, that's what they come. That's what they come like originally. I don't have anything dremeled.
I just didn't
out
know if you had one to compare like side by side, so you could see a difference, sort of thing.
The only thing that I have is like earlier ones that I did was like the Skeletor and shit, and I'd have to have him go back out and bring them.
That's right.
But yeah, like there's triangles that go like out to the side here. So if you Dremel like this down the arm, just in that spot, and it gives you basically a cutout to do it.
You don't even have to like disassemble them or anything.
You don't have to boil and pop them or anything.
Those are very hard to pop because they have no pins. Yep. So you got to be careful boiling and popping the elbows and knees on the Masterverse figures.
Yeah.
It's always a little harder with no pins.
And
like, I'll leave my Skeletor. He's awesome. I'll leave him just like he is.
What's up, Wolf?
The new one that they showed this week looks 1,000 times better than that original.
Are you talking about the Barbarian one?
Yeah.
That looks amazing, dude. I'm probably gonna get that. I'm gonna get
what
that
they did was
fucking awesome.
You can, obviously it comes with the second head, which is a more classic head that we're used to, and you can take those extra armor bits off to give them that classic look.
Yeah, for sure.
This same thing with the He-Man. They still can't sculpt the He-Man face yet because the He-Man faces still look like shit. But the line is they're getting better as they go along, which is what I was hoping they would.
That's what happened with G.I. Joe Classified. Like
that's what happened with Marvel Legends. That's what happens with every line.
Like you just gotta. And I'm not saying like I'm not saying buy it because you support the property or whatever, because like you do whatever you want with your money, but lines they do listen to people. They hear fan outcry and then they pivot and adjust. Like G.I. Joe Classified is a completely different line than it was in 2020. That summer when it debuted.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like they've completely changed their approach, their strategies, and everything. And
even the deco of the figures now. If you saw that first wave,
and that's really what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about even distribution or anything because that's out of the creators' hands. It's deco, it's presentation, it's conception of the figures. Like that's completely changed.
Like I never played the game that people said these were kind of based off of, that first wave. I never played this, so I don't know what they look like, but you can see that they kind of abandoned that real quick.
Yeah,
and we're getting that classic look.
We're getting
that more known look.
Yeah, these figures of just 6-inch updates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a fucking shipwreck.
Which is what we were hoping. Which is what I think. Now I won't say all collectors. I don't want to speak for everybody. Me personally is what I was hoping to get. And which is what they're delivering on now. Same thing with the Masterverse. I still think that line needs improvement. There's a the lack of paint apps on the armor still bothers me. It makes it look like just a piece of plastic. And I'm not a customizer like you guys to paint it and fix it. I don't do that.
But the thing is,
it's getting better. But it's getting better. You're starting to see little bits here and there. Oh wow, look, this belt is actually painted now. It's got 2 tones on it. It makes it look 1,000 times better.
Right, but the other thing, going to your point, dude, is it's not just paint. It's sculpt.
It's texture, sculpt.
Because
we were talking about Fisto the other day.
Dude, Fisto's armor is completely flat.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing. It's just the only texture is from these right here, like the silver. Okay,
right.
It's weird, like on this camera, like that looks fine to me. You know what I mean? Because it looks like
right. But if I pulled up a picture of the Classics Fisto, you would see he's got vertical lines going all the way.
When you can see, it's got texture on it's got texture to it. If you look at Skeletor's skirt, you can see the texture that makes it look like it's a leather piece that they put into it. They didn't do that on the Fisto. They didn't do that on the Spikor. So it kind of lends it. And I know people like, oh, it's the Classics line, but remember the Classics line retail. It was a $20 figure.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it wasn't it's not super, it wasn't $55 like Super 7 or imports. These were $20-$25 figures when they came out.
Classic first came out.
So I mean, no same price that we're getting now.
And then like compared to the Classics Fist for Fisto,
Mm-hmm.
that has like no detail to it. It's got a few rivets on it, and that's about it. So like I'm either for this Fisto, because I'm not trying to find a Classics armor for him. I'm gonna have to go through with a fucking X-Acto and fucking
try to make some sculpt.
Try to fucking go through there.
And it's like, go look around, dude. I'm sure that somebody has made a fix to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just in the like somebody either like doing a 3D printed piece or something, like, so like that is the thing, like that shit, like when you find it, you're like, oh, this is perfect. But it's like, if you were like, I need a vest for this figure, like, good fucking luck. It's just so hard to find. You know what I mean? Because like it all exists in the groups, but like unless you're in that in a community and plugged into that, like, good luck.
You could miss it in a heartbeat.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, and it's like you can't search it on Google or on eBay. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like such a, unless it's right and just happens to appear right in front of you.
I mean, there are a lot of people that post for the, this is mostly for Nick, who do sell a lot of these loose armor weapon pieces from the Classics on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they do, like, when I got the Stinkor and the the Spiker and Skeletor, I did an armor swap. I took the armor off my Classics and put it on those figures, and it fits.
Yeah,
and it looks so much better. But I mean, you're talking like Nick, if he wants to buy a Fisto to put on the Master's body, that Fisto goes for over $300.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You guys think you're going to do that?
To upgrade the Masterverse? I don't think so.
Yeah. No. Do you think the Masterverse is going to do a blue figure?
I guarantee you, it's an easy repaint. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? It's an easy repaint.
Because I was thinking about getting that Faker, but I'd like to have a blue one.
Yeah, to me, Fakers should be blue.
Well, I bought some transparent blue paint that you use for like figures, and I started slowly putting it on and actually just turning the color of the skin blue.
Oh, cool. That's not bad. Okay, that's cool.
He's talking about his own skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, look, I'm topless right now. I'm topless right now, right in front of you guys.
This ain't a shirt. This is me.
Yeah, we're talking about it.
So like, with my Faker, I'm doing. I just primed it, and I'm gonna do the spaces. You know, I'm just gonna fucking do metal and do a light blue.
Okay, well that's fair enough.
The lines in the figure, like for the two different sections, do delineate enough that you can paint. You know, it's not like you're going to fuck up and be like, oh, it just bleeds into the skin here. No, it's very deliberate.
If I saw those pictures of the new ones, supposedly the Frosta, the Roboto, the Stratos.
Yeah,
they look good. They look good,
dude. That Roboto figure,
look really.
It looks like 2000X style, doesn't it? Or am I wrong?
And the head looked. I gotta go back. Actually, the body looked pretty classic, but I gotta see the head. I mean, what it didn't look like was Revelations, which I was very surprised. They didn't do that Revelations look first. But again, you know, those were unofficial pictures. We don't know if that was legit or not. I mean, they look pretty legit to me.
It could have been a custom that somebody did too. So.
You know, exactly. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. The line is getting better. I'm not there yet to jump in for me personally, but it is getting better. I will probably grab that Skeletor though.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about the what is it? Not Savage.
The Barbarian.
Yeah. I think I might grab that in the He-Man.
I gotta get the Barbarian Skeletor.
I pre-ordered the Wave, of course.
Preloaded.
I want that fucking merman.
I don't. That is not merman. I don't know what the fuck that is, but that is not merman.
I'm gonna put some armor on him, and he's gonna look dope. He's gonna look dope. He's got the one eye. Yeah, that's me. That's my shit.
That's an easy pass for me on that one.
Then the Tila is gonna be interesting.
I did pre-order the Tila. I want to match the skin tone to the classic, see how it looks, because I've never been a fan of the female face sculpts on the classic.
Yeah.
And if it matches, I might swap the head out and put that on the.
Yeah, if it doesn't, if it's
one.
not a
Brink said,
nobody
aren't they
knows that shit.
pixelated pics? How can they look good? There was another. I saw something that wasn't pixelated. Was that just a Photoshop? I guess.
Could be.
I don't know what figure he's talking about.
Tired of the Photoshop. He's talking about those Roboto and
Yeah, they were they weren't great pics either, so it's hard to tell. But they look good. Stratos, again, his armor looked very lack of detail on it. So just looked like a blue piece of plastic.
It's funny too how some toys like kind of how they like go about releasing their stuff, because it's like Hasbro usually has like okay, here's a digital render, and then here's the figure or whatever, and then it's like McFarlane's like here's the toy finished in box. You know, like this photo is taken from a Walmart that the toy, you know what I mean, like it's already sitting on the shelves. Like it's just funny how they just like roll their stuff out there. Like
well, these weren't official pictures, so
yeah,
it's not, they weren't official releases. These pictures by Mattel, so it's just something that's
and all that shit too. Wasn't either.
Yeah.
Well, those were pictures. That was a custom, and then the rest of those pictures were actually pictures of the classics line for that supposedly Sunman wave.
All right, we're heading on 10 o'clock. So we've been going for
already.
Well, you started.
We started like 20
minutes
late. Yeah. So what I would like to do, if you guys don't mind, is talk a little bit about a movie we saw this week. Most of us. Russell, you saw it?
Oh yeah, I saw with Jason.
That was my second time I watched it that week.
Right.
I'm Batman.
So, do you think like the fairest way to do it is do like a 30-second countdown real quick?
No, just I mean,
I don't know. It's been a week. I mean, there's gonna be spoilers. Like
exactly. Look, everybody who's watching. All three of you.
Right.
If you haven't seen it, we're gonna get into some spoilers.
Brink too.
And I know Brink saw it, so
that's funny, dude. He said all three of you.
You're getting there. You're getting there.
Hey,
you guys are getting there.
Way more than it should have. Okay?
You guys are getting there. What is this? Yeah, fifth episode.
666.
666.
600th. What are you talking about?
All right. Sure.
Vinny's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, fuck you too, Vinny. What the fuck? That's what the fuck.
Fucking Yankee fan. Fuck you.
Fuck. That's right. Why are you even here?
Wow.
I hate the fucking Yankees. God damn it.
We don't need your fourth. We don't need your fourth view tonight.
Oh no!
Why do you?
Oh great! Now he left. Okay, because I can tell.
He's like, fuck all you.
Why do you hate the Yankees so much?
Because I'm a fucking Red Sox fan.
Well, that'll do. That makes sense. And you're a Mets fan, right? E? So
yeah.
Yeah.
So you hate the Yankees just because they're.
I don't hate the Yankees. I hate Yankee fans. I hate Yankee fans.
Yeah, you told me that once before that you really. I agree with you. I really hate Yankee fans more than I hate the Yankees because
bunch of fake ass Yankee fans.
Yeah,
I say most of them are probably like people that live in New York now, but they're like from Ohio.
Exactly.
You know? Right.
Most of them from Ohio.
I'm a Yankee fan because Jay-Z wore Yankee fitted. Let's go.
That's right, KJ.
Fuck you.
Oh no.
All right. Anyway, back on topic.
I don't watch baseball, so
no. The only other
fuck me.
The only other team I have feelings like that about are the Steelers. Like the Steelers and the Lakers. Sorry, I lied. The Lakers.
The Trashadelphia Eagles.
God,
Russ, this is when you kind of lean in real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, are we really gonna go down this route tonight?
Anyway, no, not really. I don't want to go.
No, he's just wearing a shitty Eagles hat.
Yeah, I'm wearing a shitty Eagles hat.
You get
right
that
now, I'm biting my fingernails right now. I'm nervous that they're going to make a trade for a quarterback. No, I don't want him. So I'm on edge.
Oh god.
We'll see.
Die, Eagles, die.
You know what?
All right. So Batman, right?
Batman.
Yeah.
So Batman.
I hope Amari Cooper breaks his fucking legs. No,
Shut the fuck up.
Oh shit.
I hope Jalen Hurts gets out for 6 games this year with hemorrhoid surgery. Fuck you.
That's okay. It won't make a difference.
So Batman. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Did you really? That's awesome.
Me too, man.
Right.
Me too.
All right. So you liked it too?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Really good. That's cool. I mean, shit. I loved it.
Shout out to Gord.
I thought it was great. Like the only complaint I had was I thought they could shorten it.
Worst Batman spoilers ever.
We haven't gotten there yet. God damn it. It's funny. He's like,
yeah, spoiler alert. Yeah. I liked it. You know,
I liked it. It was great.
It was great.
I felt they could have shortened it up by about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe
that was. Man,
but
I think they could have.
I've been waffling back and forth on that because
I think they could cut some stuff out.
I kind of hate that. Like whenever that runtime got put out, people kind of already maybe made their minds up about it and if it was appropriate or whatever. But and I thought that too. Like last week I think I said it. I was like, shave 20 minutes off, and it's about perfect. But I think I was kind of accounting for things that I wanted to see more of and didn't see.
It could be right. That could be right too. I mean,
kind of after a week out now, I think it's fine. It's not like at any point during the movie I was like, I'm fucking bored. But there are some things that I would have wanted to see more of.
Right.
And I think
that
more Alfred.
Yeah.
Okay.
More Alfred.
Yeah, more Alfred would have been nice.
I would like to see that. And it's like in this second one is really me just kind of basing it on, which I shouldn't do, but like off comics, off previous movies. I would like to see at least one mention, and this might have been in it and I just missed it, but like anything of Gordon having a family.
I don't think there was any mention of it, to my knowledge, at all.
I don't remember them saying anything.
And it's fine that they didn't for now.
Yeah, same.
This is just movie one. Remember, we're getting the Gotham PD show based off of this.
Yeah.
You gotta imagine that Gordon's going to be in it a lot.
So excited for that.
And then that's probably where they'll flesh out Gordon and maybe his what kind of family he has, if he has a family.
What a fertile ground they have to do a show like that, because if anything, this to me, and I think
I saw that.
Like Gotham cities, I think are.
There you go.
It's like, to me, it's like I think is the best Gotham City that we've seen. With I think the best one before this being from Batman Begins. I think Dark Knight was just like, it's just Chicago. You know what I mean? It's like if you've been there, and it's like
the 89 Gotham is like a character in the movie to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was very
I think
comic.
Yeah, and I think this just bridge the gap between of having a unique character. Gotham needs to be a character, dude. Scott Snyder did that really well in his early stuff. And but I think this bridged the gap between that, but also being a realistic place where I feel like the Burton Batman, this is a made up city, and that's fine. It's fine for what it is. But I think what Matt Reeves was trying to do was try to make a more grounded thing. And I think this Gotham City, fucking money spot on. It felt like a place. It felt like a unique place, and I think that was important.
Now, I've never been. Was that Madison Square Garden that they used as Gotham Garden?
I believe It looks like the top of the garden.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the inside of the garden. I mean, the garden's very.
He's only been kicked out of there once, so he doesn't really know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It looks like the top of the garden. I don't think it was exact.
Yeah. Does anybody know where they filmed this? Because
New York, I believe.
It was in Canada. Like someone showed pictures,
Island, which is like where you get like that kind of old, like the more gothic, like architecture and stuff like that. And I think a lot of it's just superimposed, like as far as the cityscapes and things like that go.
Like
it pandemic, like
it felt a lot more claustrophobic too.
Dude, which I liked. I liked that.
Yeah.
I like that. And I think that's a twofold thing, Nick. I think that is it's one. I think they did that intentionally, just make the city seem like it's this force that's kind of always on you. And I think a lot of that is once they came back from that pandemic break.
Yeah,
right. They probably had to do a lot more on sound stages that they would have liked to do on location. So I think
probably right.
So it says Glasgow, Chicago, parts of London, and Liverpool.
Okay, I can recognize the Chicago parts, like with this. Yeah,
they did a good job.
I thought they did a good job.
Me too.
But Russ, you were gonna say something before. Also,
well, I was just gonna say I owe them an apology because I dogged the fuck out of the Batmobile.
Yes, you did,
dude. That thing was.
I would have taken it back.
I told you, Russ, before we got into the theater. I warned you.
It was cool. I fucking liked it. I was like, wow! It was just
and it's like even
badass car.
Thank you, Gort. Gort found out from Google, or IMDb. My bad. One of the two fucking things. It was the O2 in London. Which makes a lot of sense. That's like Madison Square Garden, like on steroids.
Yeah, because like they can fit like 100,000 people in there.
Yeah, the O2 is like nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sorry to interrupt what you.
No, but so what I liked about the Batmobile with like going off what you were saying, Russ. Like we all saw it. We saw it in the trailers, but like the introduction of it in the movie, like they took the time because it was 3 hours long. They took the time to like, we're gonna rev this bitch up and it's gonna sit here and like spit out blue fire.
It sounded like
there had to have been two motors. I'm thinking because I was listening to it and I was like, how the fuck is Batman gonna like creep up on people and that shit?
Yeah,
there's got to be two motors in that thing.
Yeah, once he's in the Batmobile, he doesn't need to creep up on anyone.
Because they were doing
known for stealth, really.
But like in the movie, it sounded like it first started when it started igniting up. It sounded like an electric motor starting.
Oh yeah.
No, dude. You know what it sounded like? A turbine.
Right, but what they said was it was an electric
engine on the back.
Yeah.
So like, okay, you're right, but like the point I was trying to make is that it was a throwback to Howard the Turbines, you know.
Yeah.
So like and that's another thing that this fucking movie was great for, in my opinion, was like the little callbacks to shit.
I agree.
Like people talked about it from like the score and shit like that too, but like. That Batmobile it's a throwback in itself. Like to there was a point.
What's a car? It's just it's a recognizable car.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I think that was
that could drive through fucking concrete.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh my god!
But you know, if you go back to the old, especially old Batman shows, he just had a car with bat wings on it. That's all it was. And this is what we were trying to tell you, Russ, when you were ripping on that damn Batmobile.
Look,
like,
all I said it just didn't look.
Well, you
did rip on it. You did.
You ripped on it. No, you ripped on it.
I did. I ripped on it hard.
You motherfucker, man.
We get to the theater, right? And I'm telling Russ, I was like, yo, you're going to eat your words about the Batmobile. And he's like, maybe. And then he just looks over at me in the theater. He just shakes his head.
I was fucking thing. It was pretty cool. It was cool.
You know,
the scene where he fucking where it was introduced was just
sitting there in the dark. Like,
and that's the thing, because it's like everyone you saw it in the trailer, you saw what it could do, but like with all of that and still having that really cool introduction in the theater, where it's still like, whoa, what is this?
I also like that there's a scene in the Batcave where you can see the engine.
Oh, you can see everything all over the place.
The first time.
He's putting that bitch together, and I'm
exactly.
Like,
we said that this is a year two Batman, very early on in his Batman thing. You have to expect his first car is going to be, it'll evolve to some extent. It'll evolve over the course of however far they go in this franchise. Obviously, I don't think we should ever get now a Michael Keaton type Batmobile, or even like a Tumbler. I don't want to see something like that.
Nah. I like this direction that they're doing.
I like the direction that they're going with this. This film has felt very, and this is what Nolan did that I did like also. Mm-hmm. It felt grounded in a way, not so like Marvel over the top with all this crazy magic and this and that. This felt very almost like
there's a middle ground that this movie strikes, because I do feel like after Batman Begins, there was if you watch Andrew Garfield's first Spider-Man movie, they watched Batman Begins and said, we need to make a Spider-Man movie that's like this, because they explain everything, right? They explain, and that's what Batman Begins did. And then after Batman Begins came out, so many other movies did that thing where they said, we need an origin for this, and this, and it doesn't work for everything. I think it worked for Batman Begins, where it did kind of make this comic book character, like, how could he exist in the real world? Made it a little bit more believable. So I think it got played out, but people, I think, associate Batman Begins with it being played out and becoming a cliche, which I don't think is necessarily fair. Which I'm of course biased. I'm always going to defend, anything Batman. But
they did good with this too. It being early on,
but they didn't give you the. Get.
They said 2 years. They said 2 years, right?
Batman. Yep. This is my second year of living at night, or whatever he said in his journal when he was reading a journal.
And I like that he is deep into being Batman, and but he's having problems with like being Bruce Wayne, because he's so into being Batman,
being a person.
Yeah,
being a person,
Yeah, and I like that Alfred even tells him. He says, you got to keep up appearances, you got to do some things here, and I think that's cool, because I think it took him a while to find the balance.
Yeah,
and he's still going to learn that balance. I mean, one thing about Batman and Bruce Wayne, there's certain things that Batman can do, but as Bruce Wayne, he can actually affect even bigger types of change.
Yeah, like
as Bruce Wayne,
of the city and everything. It's like what I was kind of caught off guard with this was because I thought, just like you take the Nolan Bruce Wayne, where it's like there's the real Bruce Wayne who he is with Alfred, right? And then there's Batman, and then there's like the fake Bruce Wayne, who it's like nobody sees Batman because like he's drunk all the time, he's partying or whatever. And it's like I was worried about with this, because I was like, oh shit, man, like if he's like this serious Bruce Wayne, like wouldn't he be found out or whatever? But then it's like I didn't get that at all upon seeing the movie, because it's like he seems like just such a fucking weirdo, and like such like weird, like
Batman
like
is.
That's like Bruce Wayne, like this weird recluse, never leaves.
He's
fucking, you know what I mean? Like so it's like so it's throwing people off, but like in a different way.
Well, that's the thing, because this one you never got the feeling that he had to leave.
He's flying a helicopter right now.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's just the wind. It's cool.
Yeah, but you never. It was Alfred who trained him, right?
I guess
that's what he said. Yeah.
So he never left. It's not like he disappeared from Gotham for 10 years and then came back. Like he's probably been a recluse and whatever since whatever happened.
Since his parent, and I do love, and that's like while we're on it, I love that they didn't explain that to us again. That was the best.
Yeah.
first
Thank
film.
you.
There's
Thank you for not shooting them, and I don't have to see.
We didn't need
Pearl and
another-
Pearl.
Yeah.
Pearl snap. Well, dude, it's like I think
You didn't need
the-
another origin story.
and they
Did give an
alluded-
origin story to an extent, just it wasn't what we're used to.
They,
So,
see,
that's what I was about
they
to
threw
say.
it in a little bit here and there, so you knew
I
what
think they
happened.
did, but it was in service of the plot.
Yeah.
It was in
Mhm.
service of the
Yeah.
plot
Oh,
to,
yeah.
to explain the Riddler's like kind of origin of like or maybe as to like why the Waynes did whatever. But I feel like there's that scene at the beginning when he visits the crime scene and he sees that kid sitting alone on his bed because fucking dad just got killed, right? And I was sitting there with my brother and I said, if we don't get an origin, this is enough. This is enough because he's watching this kid, you know what I mean? And it's like, this is like, fuck, man. We don't know what
You got history, but you didn't they didn't show you him. All right, I'm going away and I'm gonna go study in Tibet. And I'm gonna do all this for 45 an hour of the movie. Come back and start my Batman. They left all that out, which worked. It wasn't needed at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Same thing with the Spider-Man in the MCU. You didn't need another Spider-Man origin story
And
at
it's
that
not,
point.
not
And
that-
the MCU
it's not
didn't
that,
do
like,
it, and that was the
Yeah.
smart way to go right now with
And
some
it's
of
not
that.
that like I didn't
Yeah.
enjoy those origins when I got them,
Agreed.
but when these movies are so close together, in time, you don't
It's
necessarily.
not needed.
Yeah.
All right, now
I-
talking about the Oh, go ahead, Russ.
Yeah, go ahead. No. I was just gonna say I felt like they did a good job with kind of introducing us to like him having a lot of learning curves. You know,
Yeah.
as what it's what he's doing. You can see that there's a lot of evolving that's going to happen, and this is where you really get a sense of us being at the beginning of it.
Like
So
when
it's
he
kinda-
smacked
kinda
his head on the bridge.
Yeah, that's what
Yes,
I was going to
yes.
say.
Yo,
That
that was
was
crazy.
When have you ever seen Batman that clumsy?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But you know what? It shows us there was a painful learning curve.
How is it he goes from that, like smacking that, and next thing you know, he's like throwing a clamp on the side of a building and running down the side of it? That was pretty wild.
Well, he is trained. It's just, he's going to mess up here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to keep learning. He's not the perfect fighter yet. Because even when he was fighting, he was getting punched in the face a lot.
He
smacked in the back, like everything.
He wasn't perfect.
I
Now,
loved that about it, though. I loved it.
now I'd like to go back and touch on the origin discussion with this movie. I heard people don't like the changes.
Oh my God! People don't like something. I'm shocked.
Like I
Half of
thought,
them probably never even read the comic in the first place. So,
Well,
so the only thing,
depends on
the
like
only,
which comic you read, and
yeah,
Yeah.
the only real difference in her origin is being Martha Arkham.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
thought that's cool though.
But I like that.
I really liked
and
that.
that does
did I.
kind of go back
Yeah.
to some more recent stories of like Gotham being a character.
I'll be
So,
honest
like,
with you
Right.
guys.
all
I had
these
no
people are
idea.
interconnected. Like the Cobblepots are a family,
Mhm.
right? Like,
Yep.
I think it's going to open up more doors later on.
Of course.
Court of Owls, man.
Court of
Court
Owls.
Court of
Yeah,
Owls.
yeah.
And
But
Mhm.
it's setting it up.
I don't have a problem with that at all. Like,
No, neither do I.
and then I also heard like people are upset that she was institutionalized after her
No,
parents were
dude.
killed.
Oh.
Wouldn't
Tell me how
you?
tell me how you would react if you got
Yeah.
your parents. Look at what Batman did. Look at the route he went.
Yeah, like, is he like
All
a
intents and purposes, Batman's a psychopath.
Yes.
Let's be honest. Like the man's a
Yes, he
lunatic.
is.
Mhm.
Yes, he is.
He just channels it in a different
Well,
direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So,
know,
like,
I
if you-
liked it because it shows that they weren't these. Yeah, they were a power couple in the city, obviously.
For sure,
But
yeah.
they were human, man. They had their
Yeah,
demons.
and I think
know?
it's good for Bruce, like as far as
Yeah.
his art goes, to be like,
Sure.
your dad did this thing, he made this decision, and it was a bad decision, and it was destructive, and it caused problems, but it was for the right reasons, which is
Yeah.
exactly
But, like,
what the fuck you're
he
doing
did
as
it-
Batman.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like he had to, and Alfred to tell him that, which like again I would like more of him, but to tell him to fill him in on that and say like, no, like this is why he did it, and it was for, again, but like the right intent, wrong approach.
Your father did something wrong, technically illegal, but guess what? You're doing, like you said, you're doing the same thing.
Yeah,
what you're doing is not legal.
Yeah,
what you're doing isn't legal.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Nick?
Oh no, I was just agreeing with their points, but like the thing is that I can't like find a fault in any of it. Like that part, I can't find a fault in it, especially with the way that the Waynes have been portrayed in fiction before.
Exactly.
What they were talking about, he didn't go to Carmine Falcone to have Eddie Elliott killed.
Yeah.
He went to Carmine Falcone to have Eddie Elliott shut up about his wife.
Yeah, he said intimidate motherfucker, basically.
Yeah.
Because in that
Carmine Falcone was like, this is how I intimidate people.
And that's
and
that goes to the naivete of Thomas Wayne that's shown in comics. Like there's stories where Thomas was mugged, like trying to donate money to people on the street and shit. It goes to that characterization. So like when people say it's like, oh, it's not like that. No. And then Martha has been shown to be unstable in the comics in multiple different incarnations.
She's a fucking Joker at one point.
Right, not just in Flashpoint. There are other iterations of that character that have done some batshit crazy stuff.
Did anybody here watch Gotham?
Yeah,
it's like she was crazy. She went crazy in Gotham. That version of Martha.
What I think that did, Nick, was just like add some.
No, I'm sorry. No, it was Gordon's wife.
And that also is canon.
Gordon's wife. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. But I think that just added some like kind of necessary complexity to this character. It's like I didn't leave that thinking that Thomas Wayne was a villain. You know what I mean?
No.
None of us are real.
Yeah, we're not real. We're a simulation.
This is just a simulation.
I didn't leave that thinking anything like ill of Thomas Wayne. I'm like, shit, man, like he did what he did, but like. While you're on it, I thought that John Turturro's Carmine Falcone
was good.
Money, dude. I liked the way that like he sounded like in his delivery, like he sounded like weary. Yeah. You know what I mean? To the point where like I don't need to project even power anymore. Like I'm just like so established.
Dude, he sighed before he started beating the shit out of her. Like, I can't believe you're making me do this to my own flesh and blood. The fuck is wrong with you?
I liked him. I thought he was great, man. And what were you gonna say, Jason? You were going to say something a second ago. What were you saying?
So Matt Reese, from what I understood, said that this was based off of Year One, A Long Halloween, and Ego, correct?
Well, so he pulled so like the thing of like Carmine Falcone getting shot in the chest being saved by Thomas Wayne. That's from Long Halloween. I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like the Dark Knight did this too. Like they pulled from all these different books, which are just like they're just like, okay, here are the best Batman books.
Has anybody read Ego at all?
Together, right?
I never read Ego. I have never read Ego.
Darwin Cook's Ego.
It was Darwin Cook? No, I did not read.
It's wild, dude. Like, it's basically like this deep dive about like the psyche of Batman and shit. Where he like the face he wears that's as Bruce Wayne, and because him being really bad. It's like it's kind of an interesting story. So.
Yeah, like you get a lot of those themes with Morrison too.
Well, that's why he's such a fascinating character, because which is really him? Is Batman really him, or is Bruce Wayne really him? It's like who's which one's the mask? I love that.
Well, I personally, I've always loved the theory that Bruce Wayne died when his parents died. He died.
That would be interesting.
That Bruce Wayne never left that alley, and Batman was
I can see that
night.
I can see that.
But that makes sense. I mean, if you think about it,
split personality or something.
He was never the same after that. The person he was died that day too.
Yeah,
it's kind of and like what cemented that for me is how Star Wars treats Anakin and Darth Vader.
Oh, we're talking Star Wars.
Well, not for a long time. I just wanted to make that comparison. That's a way that I saw it personally.
Yeah. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
Yeah.
Be careful talking about Star Wars.
Okay.
Say it one more time. Gort's gonna pop up.
He's already in the chat.
He's already in the chat, bro. But like, I would love that. Yeah. I would love to have like the most like the people that have the strongest Star Wars opinion and just do a show one night and have fun with it.
Gort.
Oh yeah, we're getting one coming up soon.
Like Gort
on there.
Yeah, Caleb, Gort,
Nick, write that
Kevin.
Down somewhere. Write that down somewhere, man.
Yeah.
Dude, we got one coming up. We're setting up right now.
Stop giving all our ideas out, man. Come on now.
So I gotta ask you guys though, what did y'all? I mean, Jason had said this was done in the comics before, though, and I didn't know. With Catwoman being like Falcone's, I guess, daughter that he didn't even know he had, or he knew he had. I don't know.
That was
I guess he knew he killed her mother, obviously.
See, I thought because from like what I heard from spoilers was they had a relationship, but I personally have never heard of her being.
Me neither. I didn't know.
There was a book a long time ago I read. Let me see if I could pull it up.
In year one, she was like a family member to some extent.
Well,
but I don't know. And then she had her own little book before that, or between that and Dark Victory.
Yeah.
Right, when in Rome. But like the whole thing, I thought was like she had a relationship with Carla Gugino.
Yes. Well, there's one thing you got to remember, especially with DC more than anybody else. They've switched up the continuity. How many times now?
That's true.
And
how many times have they? Yeah. How many times have they? There is like even with Marvel, there's still a basic 1616 universe that has been going on since the beginning.
Yeah,
you can't say that with DC.
Well, with that being said, how did you like that? Did you like that connection? Did you kind of dig?
It was fine. It was fine. It worked for what they were trying to do.
I thought it worked for the movie, and the other thing is, like, I don't want to dismiss what you were saying, Jason, like because it didn't happen in the comics. I've heard like that being like a way to dismiss the Catwoman character in this movie.
Yeah. No, I'm pulling it up because it's on a couple different sites about it, talking about it.
But like that hasn't been my experience. But for this movie's its own continuity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I love it. Yeah. I love how they changed it.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing. You can say, oh, this didn't happen in the comics. That didn't happen in the comics. Look, the Bane in the comics would rip Tom Hardy to fucking shreds.
Oh, yeah.
I love Bane as a character, and I love Tom Hardy as an actor. But that portrayal did no fucking justice to Bane whatsoever.
And Nick, that's like the best point because, like, you can say they did this and it's inaccurate or this is wrong, but it's like if you want to read The Long Halloween, go pull it off your bookshelf and read it. You know what I mean? So like they're not making these movies to reiterate or retell a story that's already been told. Like they want to bring something new to it, which is like I think exactly what this was, right?
And that's what it was so good for.
And even like going back to, I'm just gonna start Batman Begins. Like every one of those movies brought something new to the table for good or for ill. I'm talking about The Dark Knight Rises, but then it's like even Batman vs Superman. Like there were things I really liked about that Batman and some things that I got to see him do. So it's like, you don't have to pick and choose and say, okay, this is the thing. So it's like you can just enjoy all of it, like, which is what I do. Being it's like I'm a Batman, I'll say now, like I'm gushing about this movie, but he's my favorite fictional character of all time. So it's like,
I think you're trying to trigger me, Frank, this movie, and I'm gonna ignore it. Okay,
there's a nice balance to catch between staying true to what the essence of whatever comic character and still making your changes.
Yeah, so
I feel like
yeah.
they got it. They got it for this Batman, and it's the same thing. And to bring it back to Marvel real quick, the same thing I will say about Marvel. With all the changes that they made to their characters, they still kind of kept the essence of who these characters were from the comics, which is why it translates so well. They did the same thing with this Batman movie.
Right.
For the most part. I agree with that.
Now, most of us like Catwoman.
I do. I think Catwoman's awesome. Yep.
I don't dislike Catwoman. I feel I don't know. I feel like something was missing from her.
Okay.
Boobs.
Well, yes. I guess I'll put it out there. I mean, yes, I do prefer my Catwoman.
What was it Bethany said? Somebody need to feed that bitch. Was it?
Yo, yeah, Bethany. She's like, she needs to put some meat on her bones.
Yeah, she said that goes.
She's like, feed that bitch. She said it in the theater. Like,
now,
Zoe Kravitz is beautiful. Yes, don't get me wrong. But I feel like my Catwoman needs to have a little more curves to her.
Yeah, but could you see like a Catwoman with like a J-Lo ass trying to like
I'm not going that far.
No, Jason.
I'm not going that far,
man.
I
want that woman to look like Mary J. Blige at the halftime
show.
God.
Hey, oh, God.
I want her ass.
Thicker than a Snicker, man.
Dude, I want her ass.
I like him.
Bumping off a gutter.
You guys saw Jack down
there.
Oh, my God.
Whatever. Call me an asshole for it, but she was good in the role. Don't get me wrong. She was good.
Oh, yeah. I
think I won't go great. I won't say great. No, she is an early Catwoman.
Yeah, I thought she did a good job, man.
So I just felt some of the sex appeal, so to speak, that you get with Catwoman was missing a little bit.
Okay, but
and it's still just an early movie, and it's just the first one. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. One. If I had one complaint, that might have been the only little nitpick complaint, that it could have been a bit strong. Her Catwoman could have been a bit stronger, so to speak.
Yeah,
it felt like it was a 1 week link, and it wasn't bad at all. Please don't think I'm saying it was bad, because it wasn't, and she wasn't.
What I was trying to get to is like, so they've changed her origin in this movie, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They sure as fuck changed the Riddler too.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I am mad.
The gift mask made me laugh.
Nick, what are you mad about? Because it might be the same thing that I'm mad about. What are you mad about?
I am mad that they took. Okay, with Catwoman, you still have Selena Kyle as a character.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
You got to check the original boxes when making an adaptation.
Now, so you have Selena Kyle. Okay, they've changed her origin a little bit. Then you get to the Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
And the Riddler is Thomas Elliot, obviously.
Yeah.
He's the son of Eddie Elliott. Okay. In source material, and I understand that we do need to divorce ourselves from source material when judging movies.
Yeah.
Thomas Elliott is Hush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
They are two totally different characters.
Yeah.
And what they have done is made this Riddler an amalgam of both of them. So that means unless they do something amalgam, whatever.
Amalgam, yeah.
Amalgam. Whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, it's like, why are you giving the Riddler Hush's origin?
Yeah, well, so what do you think about that? Do you think they should have kept them separate? Kept them?
I think that they had the perfect fucking opportunity to make a Hush movie.
Yeah,
I think they still do though.
Right, but now while making a Hush movie, you've sacrificed the Riddler.
Exactly. So Jason, even if they do that, right? Even if they do that, they say, okay, he's already established. we just saw that origin in the last movie before, but now it's the same origin, but just makes a different villain who has different motives, different tactics. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like this is
Did we lose you?
Oh, he's gone. Thank God. Ooh,
No, but remember, he's got all those followers and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there he is.
Right. Well,
Here he is. All right. Hey, I'll tell you guys later, man.
No, you can talk
I
about
think that he. Well, I think it's what's going to piss some people off is there's a lot of people that like the Riddler, that classic Riddler, where he's silly, goofy, and does
no,
dude,
he's
really
so
smart,
that's not it.
That's not the classic Riddler. That's not the. And I will say
it depends on. Hold on, but no, that's not true. It depends on who your classic Riddler is.
Yeah, if it's the Batman Forever Riddler, that was the only silly.
Well, there was
Jim Carrey,
where he was pretty silly,
and I think that's what a lot of people think of when they think of the Riddler for some reason. Is Jim Carrey,
and the Riddler in the original
Batman
series was crazy
that's
too.
their bad. Like if they think of that as a Riddler, then fuck them. That's on them.
Well, that's
but you do realize a lot of these people who complain, that's all they like. They don't.
Yeah.
That's their Batman. That's what they know. 89 Batman and Keaton and Nolan. They didn't read the comics and
right, exactly.
And don't get me wrong, I didn't read. I have not read even a quarter of the Batman comics that have been written over the years. But
my son, the Riddler is my son's favorite villain, right? And he's read comic books. He knows that he knows other alternate versions of but he has a favorite version he locks onto. It is more Jim Carrey. He tends to like that, I don't know what you call him. Insane, crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw this out there. What if they kind of twist things up a little bit? Like he calls himself the Riddler. Remember how in the Riddler had all those followers? What in fact if he was actually a follower of the actual Riddler, if they change something up like that?
Okay, something like that could work.
Man.
If you want to Kaiser Soze it, okay.
Because what if he actually is Hush?
But no, I wouldn't. Yeah, I feel like that's I feel
Riddler's the real
who he was, because I feel like Edward Nash in this movie, once he did what he wanted to do, he was done. He didn't care if he got caught.
Yes, question was wild.
He didn't care if he wanted to see Batman because he thought that they had some connection, and he was wrong on that. But I think I like that. I like that. He was like, okay, my job is done. Who cares? Yeah. Go ahead and catch me. And my biggest gripe with his character, the whole movie, was that last little scene with the Joker, because then he just seemed like this goofy.
Yeah.
So throughout the whole movie, he's this cold, calculating killer. And then in the last scene, and it's like, just leave that out. Just leave it out.
Yeah, but I mean, if you watch
wanting to add the Joker in, I think that's smart. I think that gives people a thing to look forward to. But he was bouncing off the walls and giggling and doing all this. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
How do we know that maybe his interaction with the Joker didn't start turning him into that?
Maybe, just a product of his environment,
right? But
in a minute long conversation, that was.
Hey, the Joker can get the people, man.
Okay, but
I've always
still the whole point of this is that they've done a disservice to both characters by putting them together.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
I
liked him,
but we don't. So, I think I get what you're saying about the whole Elliot thing, but it could just be
a coincidence too.
Not a coincidence, because he had a very Hush vibe to me throughout most of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He actually this particular Joker reminded me of Batman Hush, the animated movie, Riddler. but I've also, the whole thing, like you were saying,
that book, the Hush book, is famous for too, like everybody figuring out who Batman is. You know what I mean? Like I feel like by the end of that book, like who didn't know who Batman was?
Right.
Him flipping out at the end. I mean, I've always felt the Joker had a little. I mean, not the Joker. Riddler had a little bit of a. Like there's this like.
Dude, so
sense of I need to be respected. 100%. I need to be known. Like, what do you mean you don't know me? What do you mean you don't respect me?
Yeah,
and he goes
like
nuts.
I feel like the interrogation room scene.
That was an amazing scene.
That was
I feel like that does it enough to where you don't need to do it again.
But it was that scene was cool where like they were sitting there talking, right? But you didn't like Batman didn't know whether or not he got caught or not, but the way everything was talking.
And so it's cool because Batman thought that he was on to him, like he'd be Bruce Wayne. And when Commissioner Gordon gets the call, or not Commissioner Gordon gets the call, and he says, "You're a good cop, dude. Fucking money up." I'm sitting there in fear, like, like these are, and that is one thing, and I maybe we'll get to it later, but like the Gordon Batman dynamic
was amazing.
Best I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Buddy cop.
The more you have these two interact together, the more I enjoy the Batman story, because I feel like you can't have it. Same thing. You can't have it without Alfred. You can't have it without Commissioner Gordon. Like the more that they work together, the more I enjoy it. The more I think it's better. And I thought it was fucking perfect. Jeffrey Wright was great in the role. Like, oh my god, man.
Well, I thought it was funny. It seemed like he was mocking him a little bit with the voice, like when they were talking at times. Did you see that?
So, and I think that's just him being like, so this is what we do.
He also does the voice of Batman too, right? He was in an animated Jeffrey Wright.
He's in like there's this audio play thing that they're doing.
Yeah, he does. He does Batman on that.
Yeah.
So you know how you said you can't have Alfred without Batman. You can't have Gordon, you can't have Joker. Now here's my question. Do you feel like he has to have a Robin though?
See, I don't right now.
I don't ever feel usually in the movies that we've gotten that he does, because he never gets to that place where he realizes that he needs a Robin.
Well, yeah, so it's tough because I feel like the justification maybe for Robin is that it humanizes Bruce. It makes him, kind of look outside himself. But I feel like in the movies so far, Alfred has done that. Gordon has done that. I think in these ones, Selena Kyle has done that. So it's like you don't need an additional person.
Yeah, because really Robin was just basically him seeing himself in Dick, right? I mean,
and it's like he had that in this movie.
Right. Yeah. Well, it seemed like if you notice all the time, he's always got a partner.
Yeah.
He's always got, he's always got those two, and then Selena, and then
it was either him and Selena or him.
It's apparent he needs help at some point, whether it brings it out. Like it seems like everybody's bringing out like the good in him and kind of furthering what he's doing. So I think it's warranted. Yes. But,
if they put like a Batman companion in any of these fucking new movies, I want Harold. Harold was this henchman, I think, for the Joker. I think it was, and he basically got brain damage, and Batman took him in and made him his mechanic.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
was Batman the one that gave him brain damage? Like.
No, I think it was like a Joker bomb went off or some shit. And so like he was Batman's loyal like dude all the way up until Azrael like kicked him out of the cave, and you never heard of him again.
You know what?
The reason why
Batman was the cause of his. Batman was the cause of his like.
He fucked up. Yeah, I fucked you up, but you're gonna work for me now.
A little too hard just now.
Guilty conscience. But what were you saying, E?
Hold on, give me 1 second.
That's funny, dude.
No, but I kind of think about, if you kind of think about it, if even throughout the comics and stuff like that, he always had somebody.
To the store.
Dude, they
That's
just
true.
added a new one, Ghostmaker.
You want anything?
Dope.
Like-
still think
What'd you say, Russ?
Russ,
I don't think they need. I've always felt like they could. You can give or take Robin. I don't care. I don't. I do.
But how would you get the
will-
Bat Family though if you don't?
Well, that's what I
if you-
mean. You gotta.
Do you need the Bat Family? See, that's my
Yeah.
thing
Well,
about
think
this
so.
this particular
yeah,
not
and
for this
it's-
one.
vibe.
It depends
And-
on the continuity. Like
Yeah.
for this, no.
I
It's like
think
most of the time I don't need the Bat Family.
Like I see the Nolan universe, him not needing a Robin, but this I
No.
do.
dude, I would love to see this like be a trilogy
Mhm.
in the next fucking movie, Son of the Demon.
Mm.
Third movie, Talia comes back. Here's Robin.
Mm.
You're saying that just skip the other Robins and go right to Damien.
Yes.
Where that's his like he
I
has
think
a
if
son.
we're good, I think
Here's
if
your surprise
we're gonna
boy.
do it, yeah,
You
that'd be
know?
the way to do it.
And that's what I was trying to get at.
Mm,
Whenever I feel like anytime they put Robin on the TV,
mm.
it's just in essence it's such a campy character, so to speak. This movie was so dark and gritty.
Yeah.
I don't know if a Robin would fit in this universe, but if he did, I agree with Nick. It needs to be Damien because Damien's an asshole.
Yeah, yeah.
See, Damien would be the Robin that could fit into this.
Exactly.
But-
You're right.
That's what I'm saying. Just real quick, Dave.
The dark fuck.
Yeah, good.
If you think about it, okay, how did Dick become Robin? Dick
Well,
became Robin because the mob killed his parents,
Right, right.
Who
Same
were
thing
in
as
fly-
Batman.
who were a flying trapeze artist thing
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
in a circus.
Right.
How many circuses are around right now?
Yeah, I didn't see
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Well, it's a good point.
wanna-
It's a good point.
Then you go with
How's
Jason Todd. How did Jason Todd become Robin?
He stole the wheels off the Batmobile, man.
Batman caught his ass stealing the hubcaps off the
Mm.
Batmobile. So
That
that could
is
be an
unreal.
option.
Unreal origin story.
Now, all right, my question is for you: if they did do a Robin like the original Robin, right, like Dick Grayson,
Okay.
how do you think now, in this time, like how would they change the story up? Obviously, since there's not a lot of circuses around.
Okay.
It's Cirque du Soleil, man.
If I had to do Dick Grayson 2.0,
Yeah.
his parents would be on Jackass. And,
Johnny
Oh my
Knoxville's
God.
my daddy.
and somebody would have loaded a gun or something wrong.
Ooh, he's the little kid from Bad Grandpa.
Okay, Alec Baldwin.
Yeah,
my God.
dude.
Hey, shout out to ROC Jesus, man. Thank
Hey,
you.
what's
Why
up,
don't-
ROC Jesus?
Why wouldn't you
We're,
just
we're blessed by your
Five.
presence.
you could
Yeah.
you could just have him have it be where his parents get shot and killed and just may really make Batman see
But like
himself
part,
in this kid, you know.
but like part of the whole thing of Robin was he was an acrobat.
That's
Yeah.
true, and that was
So yeah, like they
So,
have
or-
to
Well, make it-
to buff that out. Like how do
Make
you
it-
how
he
do
was
you how do you
parkour?
got to hang with Batman?
you
Parkour.
can make him a gymnast.
Ooh, you could
But why-
do that,
But
An Olympic
like a gymnast family.
a
Yeah.
gymnast family, like a traveling
it where he-
gymnast family.
Hey, they're
Make it where
they're Russians.
I don't
man.
know. Make it where no, we don't want a Russian Robin.
And-
Oh, he lives in Ukraine or something like that. Like,
Oh God. No, I think
But, like,
I'm not saying his parents. I'm just saying his parents. He could be the gymnast.
Right.
His parents are just could be, but maybe
obviously, there's ways to update
There
his
are.
or update his origin
You
in
could.
order to make it work. But I'm just going through the origins to see like
Yeah.
what would work. Tim Drake.
Damien
what about a
would-
traveling carnival?
Damien
Because
would
those still
be
go
number
on.
one.
Why don't we go ahead and talk about Tim Drake, everybody's favorite Robin?
So,
Hmm.
No, Damien's my favorite Robin.
How did Tim
Damien's mine
Drake-
too.
How did Tim Drake
it
become
was my
Robin?
favorite. But I don't even remember how Tim Drake
Tim
became.
Drake,
man.
Tim Drake stalked Batman
That's what he
until
did,
he
right?
found
Yeah.
out that Batman was Bruce Wayne.
Right.
And then walked up to Batman and was like, I know you're Bruce Wayne. I want to be Robin.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty ballsy too, little fucker. Anyway.
Ooh. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense though because his son's dead.
Brandon Lee's son died too?
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, really?
I was like, damn.
He's like, what the fuck? No, but that would make sense though. That would be kind of interesting.
But yeah, something like that. Like they could be actors.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you do that.
Something like that. You can update it, but it can't be that classic, total Dick Grayson thing.
Yeah, I think you need to animate. Whereas,
like you could, and then Rock Jesus brought up a really good point.
Yeah.
The Red Hood.
Mm.
Yeah.
And you've also got who is it? Dale Keown. That's they use for Joker here.
Barry Keown or something.
Yeah,
like Barry Keoghan or something like that. He was in the Eternals.
Yeah,
he's good. Like it's good. I was dogging on that Joker scene. He's a good actor, and I think he would do a great job. I just didn't like the presentation of that. But
so what do? You do a time jump, maybe?
Could be.
Well, dude,
so maybe like 5 years ahead or something like that. Or
here's the thing: if they would have went ahead and been able to do like the Ben Affleck Batman movie, which is what this came from.
Thank God they did it.
But so here's the thing, like if we would have got that, like it would have been him versus Deathstroke. We could have seen all this shit. We could have seen a Damian Robin of Red Hood already established, a Batgirl, a Batwoman. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't have been like okay, so how do you work this into this?
Would have been trash, like those movies were. But okay.
Oh, dude, I just disagree. You know what I mean?
Sam, that is the one
Batman
thing
fan.
You
like
disagree on. I cannot stand most of the DCEU stuff, man. I really can't.
And I just think it's like, I don't know. Would that one of my definitive versions of any of those characters? Fuck no. Like that's not my like Ben Affleck's not my definitive Batman.
Right.
You know what I mean? I liked him because he's Batman and because he got to do some cool things. You know what I mean? But
like I hated on Batman versus Batman v Superman, but I after I watched it again and I watched it again, I was like, I kind of grew on me a little bit. So I started a little bit more.
I enjoyed Affleck in BVS.
Yeah,
I didn't like him in Justice League at all, either version.
Yeah, I can understand that. Well, I just like the one thing I did like is he was obviously supposed to be an older Batman, right? And it's kind of like he's been Batman for a while and he's older. Yeah. And I just like that. Everybody, some of the comments he make. Oh yeah, something's bleeding. Oh yeah, something's broke. It's funny.
He was like Dad Batman.
Yeah, he was Dad Batman. Exactly.
That's what he ended up being.
I thought that was kind of funny, but I was just saying.
With all the dad jokes.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't.
Wasn't there
like Gary? It's like Gary was Batman. There you go.
Wasn't there a connection between Robin and Bloodhaven or something like that? From what I remember,
Nightwing.
Nightwing, that's it.
Yeah. Nightwing moves on to work out of Bloodhaven and not Gotham once he becomes Nightwing.
Yeah.
I would like for them to, if they're gonna do a Robin for this movies, like obviously they're making more of them. They're gonna do I'm assuming they're gonna probably do 3. Supposed to be what they do with the Batman movies, but if they are gonna do a Robin, I think they should just skip ahead and do Damian. Because I think Damian is the one who would fit most with this Batman. I think he'd fit the best.
Agreed.
He's a demented fucking kid who needs guidance. And he's really and his grandfather fucked him up really bad.
It could be a dope trilogy because if you do it that way, okay, Zoe Kravitz is gone. Okay,
right.
So you bring in a new actress for Talia. Okay, you go through. So now you have Ra's al Ghul as the villain in the second movie.
Right. Yeah.
Who is trying, and it's basically him trying to tempt Batman into becoming his heir.
Yeah, and he's like one of my. I would love that because it takes Batman out of Gotham, dude. Get him out of Gotham.
I always used to say he was Batman's
do what
equal,
Dennis
man.
Neal and Neil Adams did and take him out of Gotham, which is like there was a silly shit before that, but like that was one of the biggest things of that original Ra's al Ghul stories. Like he got him.
Wow, this is a actual kind of Brink's point here. Damian is the biggest mistake in the Batman story. They never should have tried to make Robin cool. That's what they did before fucking Damian.
That was Tim Drake.
With Tim Drake and Jason Todd. What they did first with Damian was make him completely unlikable.
Yeah, nobody liked him. He was
Did anybody else notice in the movie at all? He kept focusing on all those orphans.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, he's an orphan himself.
He's on himself.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he has a soft spot for him.
Yeah, he should, but
a good reason. Yeah,
that's a good point.
That's what you're saying. It's. I don't know. I guess you can do a lot. You could probably find some way to do Dick Grayson if you want.
Or now, what would it trigger the internet probably if they did Dick Grayson like Damian and not have a Damian?
Yes, I think it would. Their characters are so night and day. It would be you can't if you merge the two. I wouldn't be a fan of them merging the two.
I mean, there's a reason why when they first meet, when they meet each other, they fucking can't stand each other.
Yeah,
and they really clash. You know, I mean, Dick thinks he's an annoying little prick, and Damian thinks he's an obnoxious douchebag who's trying to who's stealing my dad. Go away.
Yeah.
You're stealing my inheritance. Go away.
Yeah.
Because Dick is the one who is in line to inherit shit, and Damian goes, "Fuck that! That's my shit."
Yeah, so like Damian basically had just got done leaving Tim Drake for dead in the Batcave.
Yeah.
and so Alfred is like, Master Dick, we have a problem. There's a psychotic 10-year-old on the loose who's almost killed Robin.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So that was Dick's introduction to Damian. But I will tell you, as a pair of Batman and Robin, I prefer Dick and Damian to Bruce and any other Robin.
That would be a better. I think that works.
I agree with you.
Because I definitely think Dick would make a better Batman than Damian would.
That's funny.
But that was the thing. Like they hated each other at first. There was all that conflict, and then they became a team, and like it was amazing. That's my favorite Batman and Robin pair. More than Bruce and Damian, definitely.
I think you're right. That's actually it is good when they have it.
And then the new villains they fucking introduced: Professor Pig, the Flamingo. Dude, the Flamingo was basically Prince as an assassin.
That's awesome, actually. What book was that in?
Batman and Robin, it was called.
Shit, all right.
Yeah, it's Grant
That's
Morrison's
awesome.
first run
like the ongoing title.
Then you get a different Joker personality than we've ever seen before in that book, where the Joker is trying to be good.
Oh God!
And you have no idea it's going to be the Joker.
That's pretty cool. I don't know. I see. I don't mind when they fuck around with characters like that a little bit. It kind of breaks up the monotony a little bit of what you're used to. It's kind of fun to surprise me. That's why I didn't mind what they did in this movie. I enjoyed the changes. I did. I like the stuff they did.
I like the journal writing.
You know,
dude, me too. I wish.
That was so cool.
Yeah, I wish that they would have like kept that going throughout. I feel like they did at the beginning and at the end, and then not in between. But I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I
that scene,
like a through line.
That scene in the beginning where he's sitting there talking, and the guy's spray painting, and the thing, and it rolls into the dark, and all of a sudden he looks and he's like, "Nah, fuck that, I'm out." Like,
yeah, dude. So that was cool because like he kind of explained it. He's like, I can't be everywhere at once, but I am everywhere. I'm in the shadows or whatever. And it's like show all the people being like he's not even here. Like, I thought that was super cool. Really cool establishing stuff.
Mm-hmm. He had a better Batman voice than Bale.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I think he just did his own voice, which is the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a big complaint about Batman movies, and it's the same complaint about Game of Thrones, is they're too dark. Was this movie too dark?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Game of Thrones was too dark?
What do you mean?
What are you, nuts?
Like,
are you talking about the way it looks?
No, I'm talking about how dark they film it.
Like the
you mean
like the cinematography and everything else.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this
loved
dude,
it.
I forget his name, the cinematographer, but like he recently did Rogue One, Dune, this, and then shit, I forgot what else, but like I gotta look up his name. Go ahead and keep talking. I'll look through this.
There's only one complaint about Game of Thrones being too dark for me, was that fight at Winterfell in the final season.
Yeah,
that was that was shot so dark. People were complaining all over the internet. You couldn't see what the fuck was going on. It was so bad.
Right.
But I never got that feeling from the rest of Game of Thrones, or from Batman, or this movie either. Mm-mm. Like it was dark, but I mean it was done right.
That was a big complaint for the Nolan Batmans, that they were too dark, and that the contrast between the day scenes and like night scenes and all that shit were way too much contrast, and that you couldn't see what was going on. Like the scenes of Batman and Batman Begins too, where he's yanking up the gangsters up in the fucking dock and shit like that. Those are some of the scenes that people are complaining about. I didn't see that in this movie is what I was saying. So I was asking if
I didn't either.
It was like we'll see at night. You know what I mean? It's like there wasn't much contrast to be had there. Like there was maybe two daytime scenes. There's a funeral and then like the end of the movie,
and it was so gloomy when it was daytime. Like that might have been my one complaint about the Nolan one, was the daytime scenes did not feel like Gotham at all.
No, I was too
bright.
I didn't notice the difference because like they were like daytime, but they were inside, like at the funeral and shit. Like, but and I'll just say this real quick, get out of the way. Like this the dude's name is Greg Fraser, and like remember that name because you're gonna hear it coming up. He did Dune, Rogue One, Zero Dark 30. If you've ever seen that, it's a great movie.
Yeah, it is movie. Yeah.
He did some episodes in The Mandalorian, and then this. So there's a bunch of other shit, but yeah.
So like he's one of those dudes that does it right, because you said Rogue One, like the black silhouette of Vader.
Well, and it's like
this,
I said,
remember
movie. That name because this dude, it's gonna be that upward trajectory,
And then this movie, you have contrast when Batman's coming out to fight those assholes.
Yep,
dude.
So and it's one of those things like I don't give a shit. Like for me, and this is for me, and I've gone like Chuck C's called me out on this, and I'll say it's 100% true. Where it's like I value aesthetics. So, like, I don't give a fuck what the story is. But if you frame it the way that this person did, Greg Fraser did, and I don't care what the story is, like, if you make it look, if the shots are, if they're purposeful, and it's like, for the same reason that you read comic books. Like, obviously, like, I could take any comic book story and just read, like, the novelization of it, right? But I don't. I read the comic book version because I want to see that visual interpretation of the story. It's not because I'm like, oh, I want to read less words or less dialogue or anything like that. It's like that is art form. It's something that's important to me. It's a different medium, right? Yeah. It's like this medium is important to me. It's like the medium of of movies and in like that medium of storytelling is also important to me. So it's like the way this guy Greg Fraser does things like is the way that I'll take somebody like Roger Deakins and I'll say, okay, what movies has he done like as a cinematographer? I'll watch those movies. I don't care who they are, who directs them, what the story is, because they look good, like generally, right? So it's like, and again, it's just me.
So that scene you really liked in the beginning that I really loved is like when you see him, the subway scene, when you hear the steps.
Yeah, so it's not even that.
It's,
it's the fake outs before that. Where everyone sees it the same image. This black corridor.
Yeah.
Nothing. And then it finally comes out
funny.
and it's him, man, like that's great, and
so what did you guys think?
I don't think good aesthetics can save a bad story though. I'm sorry. I don't. You need both. You need both.
I think like
I don't know. I've seen some really pretty comics that I've looked over and over again and not read the word bubbles.
Yeah,
but that does.
Yeah.
You need. I think you need. For me, I need both. I need a story and I need aesthetics because it could be a great story, but if the art in the comic is horrible, I can't read it.
It depends. Like. Some styles are so horrible that it's horrible, but then there's like those tweener ones that it's like somebody trying to find their footing or something, and there's just something about that art that there's one thing that you can't get past, and I'm all about it. Like I can't do it either.
I just felt like it was always raining in a lot of scenes, and I felt like they were there. The plastic bag look he's talking about, I think it was because I think the movie was meant to look like it was a lot of fog, a lot of like you said, gloomy, if you will, kind of. It adds to that the dark mystique. I don't know.
It fits into what Gotham should be. If you ask me, dark and gloomy all the time.
Yeah,
that's what Gotham needs to be.
So sure beats the Snyder tint or the Green Matrix filter.
Yeah.
It was very, very rainy city though. I was like laughing.
Well, I mean, think about it. He maybe they did that so he wouldn't sparkle. Like he went from one bat to another.
Oh God!
Anna had such a hard time with taking him serious in that role. She really did, and that's because every time she keeps. I told her, you gotta get over a role he played years
10 years ago, 12 years ago.
She just can't get over it. She goes, she just feels like he still looks like that boy. And I'm like, I don't think you look like him at all.
Okay, that is my one complaint about Robert Pattinson as Batman is he is not ripped enough.
Oh yeah.
That don't bother me at all.
That didn't bother me too much because it's still pretty early in his career.
And I didn't notice it at all. I never even noticed that he wasn't ripped in the suit.
Oh, well, not in the suit, but there was that one scene where you see his bare back, and he just looks like some kind of.
Well, he was athletic. He was pretty cut, but not like overly.
He's lean, and he just doesn't have any other build on him.
That didn't bother me at all for him.
Right. The reason why it didn't bother me is because this is him early on as Batman, and I think
but Keaton had
Brink makes a point too. Like Keaton wasn't ripped.
Okay, Keaton wasn't ripped, but Keaton was also about 220 pounds.
Because Keaton had a dad bod underneath that suit. That's what it was.
Right. But but Keaton obviously has a more imposing frame than Robert Pattinson.
I think he's.
I don't think so.
Robert Pattinson's like 6'1", dude. He's a pretty big guy.
Yeah, but I think Keaton's pretty big too. Isn't Keaton over 6 foot too?
No, he's like 5'10" or something.
Oh man, they put boots. It's funny. They can make motherfuckers look so tall on screen, dude.
Sylvester Stallone is actually very short. Tom Cruise is actually very short.
So,
they always put risers in there.
Risers, angles, the way they shoot the film. What the fuck did Gort say now?
He said the only thing that was ripped on Keaton was the mask at the end of Returns. He's like he tore it right off.
So, but
with ease, he was like Popped right off.
Yeah, but you guys are talking about like height. I'm also talking about like Keaton
like
is
thickness,
wider
yeah.
than fucking.
Yeah, because he's a fat old man.
He said he was a fat old man. How old was Keaton when he did that movie?
Keaton is 5'9".
Keaton is 5'9". Yes, exactly. I just looked it up right now.
I just looked it up. He is 5'9". But at the point, I'm telling you, he looks bigger than Pattinson does. He looks more like your classic Batman.
Did you ever see Keaton without a shirt on?
I think it was an
in Batman. In the
I think it was the
movie.
perm.
So
it was the perm.
You're fucked, y'all.
Yeah,
I can't believe that I'm having to argue that Keaton had a better physical presence than Robert Pattinson in films.
I don't think so. It was for Keaton. It was the suit that made everything.
Okay, and I'm saying
you never saw Keaton without his shirt off.
The traps that was in the helmet that made him look bigger.
I don't care what it was. He looked better as Batman.
No, he did not.
Dude, Robert Pattinson honestly doesn't look like Batman at all.
33 years ago, so he was like Keaton was like 37 when he did the Batman role.
I mean,
I don't know if that scene was a fat old man, by the way. I wouldn't say that. That's a little out of line.
You understand? Michael Keaton is not Sylvester Stallone. He's not an action movie guy. He's not ripped for movies.
Well, look at him in Beetlejuice.
You know,
he had that gut and that was padding, but
yeah, I'm just
okay.
I think he looked more imposing to me than Pattinson.
Okay,
did. But that could have been that also Nick could have been them doing camera tricks with us too. I mean, they can make people like
camera tricks.
Can
I share a picture real quick?
I don't care. Go ahead. But what I'm saying is, I don't care if it was camera tricks. I don't care if it was a suit. He looks more imposing than
listen.
Look right there.
I think he did.
Okay. We do not body shame on this show.
You just did earlier, motherfucker. You called Keaton a fat old man.
Hey, here's a picture. This is Keaton's stunt double from back in the day. Maybe he was the ripped one, not Keaton.
Yeah, I don't know, but what I'm telling you, that 1989 Batman looks more like Batman than Robert Pattinson does.
I don't know.
I can't go there. I can't get on board with that.
Okay, what is your classic version of Batman? From what?
There is no. I don't have one, man. Look, Batman has because he has so many different.
Dude, most people have a Batman that they're a fan of.
If I'm a fan, the Arkham game Batman.
Arkham game Batman.
Yeah,
that's a video game. It's drawn, so you can't compare his imposing look and his super mech looking suit compared to this Batman.
Dude,
you can't compare them.
Dave says year 2, don't forget. Okay,
that's
if we're talking about what Batman should look like in year 2, McFarlane just did a figure.
Yeah,
and Robert Pattinson ain't built like that.
Okay, but that's an action figure, though. I don't.
Okay, that's the point. He doesn't look as much like Batman.
Okay. Here's a picture of Keaton in '89 from Film Stock.
Okay,
just to show you.
Yeah.
Look on the right hand side.
I agree with you as far as how he looked.
That's how big he was in Batman.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm saying. What I mean is, in the suit, I felt like he has a more imposing, presence.
Well, the suit was also like an inch thick rubber or something like that.
That's true too, which bulked him up probably, which could be the.
And that's the point. And that's the point. Is he does look better as Batman. He
definitely does. It was the rubber that was making him look better. Like it was making him more cut.
Okay, that's fine. I would take the '89 Batman look over this Batman look. This Batman does not look like Batman. He is too skinny to be Batman. Oh,
I don't know. I thought the suit he was wearing kind of bulks him up a little bit too. Though.
It did.
It did a little bit, but dude, he has like a fucking 12-foot neck.
Yeah.
With no trap.
He does have like a longer. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. It's tough because
it is the lack of traps.
He's supposed
makes
to
people
be
look
the
weak,
peak
man.
of physical
Agreed.
human.
Mhm.
You know,
no. But that's gonna be in the eye of the beholder, though, Nick. You know.
And I didn't get that. I didn't feel that.
Some people
But
are gonna
also, like if you like that Michael Keaton Batman, you're about to see him again in this fucking Batwoman movie.
but like,
Yeah.
it's hard.
And it'll look loose.
Dude, it'll look ridiculous. He looks like you. Oh
Dude,
my
he's
god!
I'm not
What are they
saying
Bondage
doing?
Batman.
I'm not saying
Fucking
I'm not
Dave.
saying he's a
Yeah.
bad Batman, but what
I
I am
understand.
saying is that his physical presence on film
Yeah.
isn't up to par with other Batmen.
And I would agree with that, but maybe that's because they're going to build up
Yeah.
to that. It could be that they're going to
I
have.
don't even think they need to. I think that
Maybe,
just
yeah.
that is just.
I think it's
up to
fine.
interpretation, man.
Yeah.
I think he's fine.
It's
I
fine,
think
dude.
he's fine.
I didn't think that.
Yeah,
Not once did I look at him like, damn, he's a skinny Batman. I never got that.
Yeah, like I wish
did
his
the
muscles
entire
were big.
movie, though.
Do you see how fat he looked in the McFarlane figure in the bike?
There you go. That's him shirtless, standing next to. He's got a little bit of traps.
Oh god.
Yeah, but look at the fucking suit with that stupid fucking collar, completely fucking.
So you hate the collar, then? That's what you hate. You don't.
Whatever it is, he is not as physically imposing or dangerous looking as other Batman on film.
I kind of disagree a little bit, but it's here or there.
Okay,
You know?
This is definitely a matter of opinion.
I think
that's all
so
I
too.
can
I
say.
think so too.
I don't
Definitely a matter of
I'm
opinion.
not talking about. I am not talking about Affleck. I'm talking about Keaton and Bale.
I think like the intimidation comes from like what they do to people. You know what I mean?
I was such a look, Michael Keaton is my favorite Batman, so I'm always
Agree. Michael Keaton is
the
my
best-looking
favorite Batman. Yes, he's my
always the
favorite
best to me.
movie
So-
on-screen Batman is Michael
Me
Keaton.
too. So I'll
Was he
never
the
like-
best Batman? I don't know, but he was definitely my
Okay.
favorite.
Would you take Robert Pattinson as serious as the Michael Keaton Batman beating the shit out of Jack Nicholson's Joker?
Yes,
No.
he should. You saw how he was beating the
100%.
shit out of people here in this movie. Damn right, I'm gonna take someone like that seriously.
because Robert Pattinson turned his head while he did it.
Oh,
Okay.
It doesn't look like he's
Rob,
like.
he could go. Who said that?
Mhm.
Michael Keaton would be like this.
That's so funny.
Damn right, I'm gonna take someone seriously that beats the shit out of 20 people at
So-
once.
But then again, it's all made up. So
So
Yeah,
this
that's
picture
fine.
here.
guys,
So this picture here, you don't see him. He looks
Yeah.
smaller than what Pattinson does.
yeah, for sure.
Not to me.
See, that's my point, Nick. You can't.
Okay, I want you to go ahead and go on the picture of Bruce Wayne next to the bat suit that you have your.
This one
right
here.
No, up one.
This one.
No, up
This one
one.
here.
Yes, that one there.
That's from the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Well, he's a fucking full grown man.
Oh, here's a better picture right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But whereas I think,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
But
I know
look, he
he's-
has no
yeah,
neck.
he's-
The suit doesn't. The suit has just a longer neck, if not the same as.
Right, but
Pattinson
they're
does.
not they're also not showing the cape, and Pattinson's cape lies flat. Go
So
down
did it did here.
right here, right? But most of you're seeing that picture there. Why don't you look at most of the action shots of him,
Nick,
like the one in Begins that you were trying to show me the first time?
Right there.
No,
He was like 250 pounds in Batman Begins.
Yeah, he was. He was huge.
Hey, for real, like
That's
they
what
made him lose weight.
Oh, look,
He's a
look.
big
I
dude
see
though,
Nick's
right now,
interpretation right here. Here's like Pattinson on the
Yes.
left and like.
that's what it's like to me. Exactly.
Yeah,
God
they
damn.
made him lose
Nick-
weight.
All right, here you go. Look.
They get
Right
the
there.
fuck out
See
of
the
it.
neck?
Yeah. And I can understand. I can understand that. I can understand that it's okay. Michael Keaton's standing on a box. Michael Keaton has fucking inch of rubber around his neck.
5 inches of rubber? What?
Hey, look at that shit, man. That's 5 inches.
Dude,
he
whatever.
His neck is as big as his head. His neck is as wide as his head.
Guess what, dude? I don't care if
Look
it's
at that.
5 feet of rubber. Look, dude, that's way more physically imposing.
My point here is that this is a matter of opinion, Nick. You can't
It is.
prove
It is.
your opinion.
Right, but I'm
We
saying-
disagree, and nothing you say is going to change our mind. There is no right or wrong to this.
Right.
Right.
But you guys are acting like I don't have a valid opinion, which is different.
No, you're
No,
no.
I think
No
you're
one said you don't have a valid. No one said you don't have. When
No,
we
not at
said
all.
when
I've been
what
saying
I
that for years. What are you talking about, man?
what I said personally was I not once did I get that feeling that he was too skinny.
Fucking
Right.
Sam.
I never
Yeah.
felt that. I never ever looked at him say, "Damn, he's too skinny."
Well,
As
because
a way-
you asked to. Go ahead, sorry.
I thought Catwoman was a little too skinny. I saw that. I was like, "Yeah, she looked too skinny." I
But
never
she
felt
was
that
in
way.
scale with him.
I never felt that way about.
Yeah, what if you put
Batman.
Michelle Pfeiffer up against
I
that
don't know.
motherfucker?
What's up? She looked pretty slim down in that cat suit, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, no, she did, but she played that sex appeal role a little bit better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think they were both about the same size, weren't they?
I don't know. I don't know
I
how.
think she was a little shorter than he was, a little bit, but not much. They're pretty close in height. Because when they're dancing, remember right before they say they say each other's phrases or whatever, and she says, "This mean we got to start."
Well, she
fighting?"
probably had 6 inch. She probably had
Yeah.
6 inch heels on.
Yeah, she probably did.
Stilettos.
But he probably had 2-inch heels to make it. I mean, but Keaton, man, I can never. Keaton was fucking badass, so I can never.
He was 100%.
I can never say.
Oh yeah,
I'll never,
definitely.
Like I said, he's my favorite
Yeah.
Batman because
To
he might have
me,
been.
it-
He's my
was
childhood Batman. That's why.
yeah, he's more
Mhm.
physically imposing to me than Robert Pattinson is, but that's because I like him so much. So I'm always gonna say that. It's like when you have a favorite Batman, you're always gonna think he's the one, man.
I bet you any amount of money Robert Pattinson would beat Michael Keaton's ass.
Yeah, he's got about.
Oh well,
40
dude,
years
he's
on him
70
now.
years old.
Even at the same age, even at the same age, I bet he would have probably
Dude,
beat his ass.
if you want to watch,
Michael
if you want
Keaton
to
is
watch
a
some good
badass,
movies, dude, for real, like go on IMDb and like look at Michael Keaton's like last 7 movies. They're all
you wanna-
incredible. Like
you
he
wanna-
only does good movies, dude.
You want to
Mhm.
see? You want to see Michael Keaton as a motherfucker? Watch Pacific Heights,
I have.
I've never seen that. Now I gotta watch that.
dude.
Never seen
Michael-
that
good.
either.
But like
Mike-
watch he did that
Good.
movie about like the owner. He was like the owner of McDonald's or whatever. I forget the
Oh,
name.
the
of that.
founder? Yo, that
Yeah,
was a wild.
that's really
movie.
good. He's
Yeah.
in that Birdman movie. He's in that. So he's in the movie
on.
Spotlight, which like literally Spotlight is my favorite movie of all time. Like if
Mhm.
you
But,
want to
like-
watch, it's a great movie. Go watch the movie Spotlight.
And now he's gonna ruin the streak by being in that fucking Flashpoint movie.
Now look.
Oh
now look
yes,
at-
inconfusable
Okay,
DCU,
this
100%.
This
Bingo,
was
got
my.
it. Phew.
This was my point about the Bale thing.
Okay.
We're
Hey,
still, we're still on this? We're still on this.
Well, everybody else got to show pictures.
I didn't show pictures.
So here we
No,
go.
Nick,
Look
this-
at
this is-
that.
this is it to
That's
me,
what
man.
I'm talking about. Right
I love
here.
this shit. I love
this
the
area
neck.
right here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, that's what you're saying. You're saying he looks like he has traps.
Yes.
He's like, he's like,
And
Dude,
we can
I've always-
scroll
I've
up
always
here and look
Yeah.
at this 12-foot neck with a collar around it.
Go back and show the full picture of it. The
needed
last
to,
picture.
they need to show.
Okay.
They need to
Go back to
they
last
need to
screen.
collar-
Ah, Jesus.
They
it
need to
wasn't-
Go back to
show.
last screen.
Just hit back
The lack of
Okay.
traps.
or whatever.
It's the arrow. Okay, now scroll
Okay.
down. Scroll down. No,
Alright.
scroll down.
Okay,
Go to your
which one?
left. Go to your
First one?
left. Go to your left. Go to your left. Left. Up a little bit.
Okay.
What's that one? No, you're not there. You're the
It's a
left.
different costume, man. No, that's not the big. It's the big.
Which one?
Okay, but look how skinny his neck and face looked.
Well, look at the picture on the right. Look how tall his neck looks, and the head.
That's a different costume, man. You gotta go on the Begins costume. Yeah. Which one?
I'm talking about if you look all the way to the far right of the screen. That's the same one, right? With the big neck.
Yeah.
It's a thick. Big neck.
Batman Begins. Yes.
That's a big thick neck.
Look at that. Yes, he looks like he has traps here. He looks like it isn't
Can't
just
turn
going
his head,
straight up and down. Here is a comparison.
And they look about the same.
This is a later suit.
Yeah, it's a later.
This is the later suit.
They should have put a better suit on him.
Man, Nick, I agree with you. I agree with you now because I always said like the best Batman costume was at the beginning of Batman. Or sorry, the Dark Knight.
They had the vacuum seal Pfeiffer into that suit
before he got the new suit.
Here you go. Best of Batman.
Oh God.
Hey, look at those cod pieces.
I just want to say, Gort was right. Worst spoilers ever.
Right.
Gort called it.
Is this even?
I'm sorry, Gort. We didn't do enough spoilers for it.
We just spent 20 minutes talking about Robert Pattinson's body.
Yes, I did.
Hey, that's a spoiler. He's
but like,
gonna lose his body.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Jesus Christ.
That was. I'm sorry, Nick. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So
I disagree, but I'm sorry.
So that was the only part of the movie that really bothered me. Besides,
was that he had no traps?
Yes.
Now, what if he comes back in the next movie with traps?
Yo, if he comes back in the next movie looking like Adam Driver, we're good.
But you don't have to. All you have to do is make the suit, make him look like he has traps. He'll be fine.
Okay, cool. Okay,
they did it
then make the suit, make him look like he has traps.
See,
cool.
I agree
then
with
I'll
you
be
on that.
happy.
I hope he's skinnier next movie.
Oh fuck!
I hope he's skinnier next movie.
What, you want some kind of like starved Batman?
You want fucking Batman?
Yes, give me yes. I hope he looks like fucking Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker.
Oh God!
Like Bruce Wayne.
Well, that's what I want.
He's like old man Bruce Wayne and Batman Beyond.
Just so I can see what Nick has to say.
That's how Michael Keaton's gonna look.
Jesus Christ.
He's gonna look like, what is his name in Sixth Sense? Donnie Wahlberg or whatever it is.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's rolling. Oh,
like I'm not paying to see that Flashpoint movie. They're not. DC's not getting my money anymore.
No. That's gonna be.
Well, they pushed it back.
Dude.
Push it back for another. Push it back another 60 years. I won't be here when it comes out.
Forever the trap shamer.
You know what? All right, fine.
That movie will fuck itself, man. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the Flashpoint movie, dude. Like seriously.
That's not true. I want to see 70-year-old Michael Keaton in a bat suit.
I don't.
Dude, I did a study, man. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Sam squeezes his bold ass in that suit, man. It's funny as shit. I'm saying it's gonna be like Batman Beyond.
How do you want to confuse people more? And it's like
the opinions of nobody else but Nick Matter on Masterpiece Shitpiece Theater.
Nick Matter, Nick Graham.
There you go.
Let's go.
He's gonna come out and be like Batman. Oh, like dirty. Oh, was it Bad Grandpa Batman?
Oh God.
Dude,
people are confused, man. People are confused. It's causing confusion, man.
Hey there, hey Batgirl, you look kind of sexy tonight.
We're not going to get Thomas Wayne.
Nope. Well, we don't want that. It's all right.
We're not going to get Thomas Wayne Batman.
He's really old. We don't want that.
People are confused on like who is he? Is this a Bruce Wayne Batman?
He's supposed to be some version of Bruce.
Old man Batman, yeah.
So like
that's what I think this not. I know we're talking about something that nobody cares about, but this Flashpoint movie isn't the Flash.
Nobody cares about that.
It's not the Flashpoint from the comics. People understand that now. You're not going to get that. What they're probably going to do is have him jump around to different timelines and bring in a bunch of different Batman, like they did in the fucking Flash. When they did the CW Flash, where they did the Flashpoint shit, and they bring in all these other Superman and they bring in all these things from all and connected all these universes together.
Michael Keaton's gonna limp his way in.
I know you have no interest in it, but I think that what's going to end up happening is DC is going to have 2 concurrently running fucking universes.
I think
Good.
I want a Batman. I want this Batman universe, just this Batman universe as a thing. You're doing TV shows, you on HBO Max with Gotham PD and the Penguin show. You want to build a Batman universe? Yes, I'm all for that. Don't bring in Superman. Don't bring in any of these other fucks to this Batman universe. This be just Batman.
Especially the guy that fucks fish.
And do something to fix your other end. Fix your other end. Please, DC, fix that shit. Because you got something good with Batman. Fix that other shit, please.
Dude, that's what Black Adam is. I'm telling you. And
oh God, fuck The Rock.
I know you're gonna hate it, but look at what they're showing you for that movie so far.
Why do you have such venom for The Rock? What did he do?
He fucking sucks.
Why does he suck?
He's a fucking tooth fairy. That's all I gotta say.
Well, at least he did something right, like leaving the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Well, that was perfect for him because that franchise sucks too. That's where he belongs. He belongs. He belongs in that shitty ass franchise.
But come back for the last of the movie franchise.
Dude, all he has to do in this Black Adam role is exactly what he can do, and that's grunt and look pretty.
Good point. That's what he can do.
All he has to do and yell Shazam a couple times. That's all he has to do is Black Adam.
Yeah, he'll be all right. Rock can handle that.
Then we got Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate.
That's kind of cool, though. That's kind of cool.
He's such a good actor. That they got him to play that role is amazing.
Adam Smasher. I don't know. Whoever thought, like, I'm a JSA fan from, like, back in the day when Jeff Johns was writing it.
Right.
So, like, I never thought, like, even from Infinity Inc., I never thought I'd get a goddamn Adam Smasher. Such a cool character. All the great thing is all these JSA characters are tied into Black Adam and Hawkman. And Dr.
See, my worry, Nick, is that people like you who have read the comics are going to be all about that, right? Know all about this stuff. I think casuals are not going to know anything about that shit. They're only going to go to this movie because The Rock's playing this role. They're going to see it for The Rock.
And that's a big draw. He is the biggest draw in Hollywood now.
He is.
But going back,
but that don't make him good.
Well, it makes him good for money.
It makes good for money, but it doesn't make for good movies.
But it also, he has other good pieces around him that are going to go off into different things.
He's a franchise killer.
He's a franchise killer.
He's a franchise killer.
What franchises did he kill?
He killed Fast and Furious.
He didn't kill Fast and Furious.
No, that was family.
That was family. You don't think it's coincidence? The minute they put him in, the series really started taking a turn for the worse.
I don't know. I kind of feel like it was starting to be repetitive.
I thought that franchise was horrible from the first one.
Oh, now you're out your
mind.
Not
me. I
love the first one.
Yeah, and I even love the second one. But
I got
Tokyo Drift.
I even like Tokyo Drift better than these last fucking 3 movies that came out.
They should have ended it when he actually died in real life.
No, they should have ended it from there. They should have ended it when they broke him out of the bus. And what was that? 4 or 5?
That was
5, I think.
It should have ended there. It should have ended there when they when he helped go after Braga and Letty was dead. That's where they should have fucking ended this shit. This has become a superhero fucking franchise. These fucking dudes are coming back from the fucking dead.
Dude, That's true. They do bring
Yo,
out the
when they made Hobbs and Shaw,
he ripped the chains out the fucking wall in this last movie. Like, who the fuck is he, the Hulk now?
When they made Hobbs and Shaw and that fucking bike transformed, I'm like, really?
Get the fuck? Yes,
That-
this is
hey,
horrible.
That was fucking crazy because I was like,
But like,
what the fuck? He's like it's an android or something. Wild.
I'm telling you, this is what's gonna happen. I'm putting on my Johnny Carson Great Karnak hat again. So this is what's gonna happen. You're going to continue to get at least 2 more Aquaman and Wonder Woman movies.
I don't know. That second Wonder Woman movie was not as good as the first.
I guarantee you that Gal Gadot is going to get 2 more movies from DC, whether it's Wonder Woman in a Justice League or she goes into Justice Society, whatever. They're going to have Gal Gadot locked up in a contract for as long as they possibly can.
Well,
I thought she was done.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Not that I know of. Because
they didn't
to the Googles.
Yeah.
Because they didn't show her on spoiler if you haven't seen Peacemaker, but
I'm waiting for them to bring her back to life in the Fast and Furious. I mean,
she's the last one left. Yeah, she's the last one left.
She's gonna show back up. By the way, my death was fake too.
Wonder Woman caught me. Oh wait.
But that chick fell off a fucking airplane, like what, 1,000 feet up in the air.
She could have landed in some soft grass. You never know.
Dear God. I'm sure they'll spin it that way. It was the most amazing thing. I landed in a bale of hay.
Yeah. I got launched back.
So she signed a 3-picture deal for Wonder Woman.
So she has one more. Okay.
No, 3-picture deal. So I'm pretty sure that includes. I think she's done more. She's been in more than 3. She's been in 4. She's been in 4.
Was in Batman versus Superman,
Justice League, and Wonder Woman 1 and 2. So she's been in 4.
Yeah, you're right.
So I don't know. So I don't know if she has a contract anymore.
Unless the contract was,
exactly what I said. You're gonna get 1 more Wonder Woman movie.
You're gonna get maybe 1 more Wonder Woman. I would see.
And then because it looks like the contract is different for the Justice League and JSA movies, you're gonna see her in a JSA or a Justice League movie.
I wouldn't mind seeing Donna Troy though.
Well, there is a Wonder Woman 3 supposedly coming out in 2023.
Cool. Right.
So
yeah.
But is that going to be her last one? Don't know.
So here's what you're looking at. You have Aquaman and you have Wonder Woman. This Flash movie is going to fall flat on its face. That's going to be done.
I kind of dig the girl that's going to be, what is it, Supergirl or whatever it is.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This is what they're doing is they're throwing everything at the wall that they can. Look at how many characters are in these solo movies.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sasha Cali is her name.
Right.
Yeah. So again, what you're going to see is the old Justice League is dead. It's dead.
Are they bringing Sasha? Is Sasha Cali going to be like Supergirl in like the Man of Steel?
Have no idea. It's not like all we know is that she's cast as the new Supergirl.
Remember they showed the one pod that was like empty. It was empty, right? Remember? So it was. I guess that was supposed to be her.
And I'm sorry, the first look of her suit was horrible.
Oh, it's like that. Isn't that?
I don't like that
red and blue.
I really think.
Yeah.
Does she have traps though?
That's important.
Yo, chicks with traps are hot. Look at Jordan Grace.
True.
But
and I think Supergirl should be blonde. That's just my opinion.
Well, yeah, but they can fix that.
Why is he a brunette in this?
Yeah, well, at least unless they didn't do anything, unless they're gonna like do something, because in the pictures of her in the suit on set, she has short black hair.
Yeah,
black or brown. Looks like
it looks like she has black hair.
All right.
And with the Karen haircut.
Yeah, it's a shorter haircut.
Okay.
I've seen some of them.
Okay, here we go. I got a picture. Can I share it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and the full body suit.
Yeah.
That's what she looks like. Actually, I don't mind it that much.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling the suit. Sorry.
So you don't like the suit?
No.
It's not what I'm used to.
What, I think I might like it better than Cavill's Superman suit.
Maybe, yeah. I wasn't a big fan of Cavill.
But
I like the black suit he had on in Justice League.
Yeah, that was kind of dope. But like, I'm telling you, like, they are throwing everything they can at the wall to see what sticks, so that they can try and make something coherent about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's too late.
Well, if they can get Justice Society to work, Justice Society, the time that it was popular, outsold Justice League, while Justice League was being written by Mark Waid.
Wow. Who all was part of Justice Society? Didn't they have
Black Adam, Shazam, Sandman, the character.
Are you talking like Silver Age or?
Yeah, they were all Silver Age characters, but they got brought into the future because of like time shit.
Because there was like Green Lantern, right?
The Alan Scott Green Lantern, Hawkman, Wildcat, who was a damn awesome character.
See, now here's the problem with what you're talking about. It's a lot of characters that are not known mainstream, so to speak. Normally, a lot of these characters, and I know Marvel has done it, but Marvel also built their main characters up, which the problem is DC has not yet.
But
so bringing in these characters that nobody really knows much about or ever even heard of is going to be hard. I'm not saying it won't work,
right?
But it's going to be very hard because these movies, as much as the comic fans go, in the end, it's what we call the normies who aren't into this who really drive these sales.
You're right.
Here's why I think it's smart to use the characters they're using. Okay, who do we have on the Avengers? Okay, we have now. This is what I'm talking about as a strategy of throwing everything at the wall till it sticks.
Right.
Okay, we have Captain America on the Avengers.
Right.
Okay. DC really doesn't have, except unless you want to use Uncle Sam, a patriotic character to be a Captain America, correct?
No, they don't have their version of Captain. Well, no, they do.
Superman.
That's Superman. Yeah, Superman is their all-American, go America, classic, all-around goody-goody white boy.
Okay. So, So what could DC do that would be analogous to Captain America? Peacemaker. Okay. Now you start looking at the Avengers again. Okay. Who else do we have on the Avengers team? We have, let's say, Captain Marvel. Okay. If you want to go Iron Man, they already tried Iron Man, unfortunately. So that's not going to happen. Cyborg.
Right. Captain Marvel and Supergirl.
You got Captain Marvel. You've got Supergirl.
Right.
You've got personality-wise. You've got the Winter Soldier. Who else do you have coming from DC now? Hawkman. Okay. Who is a fucking Avenger that everyone would love to have a solo movie from, but we can't have one because of rights? The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. DC
now has Atom Smasher. So they're looking at the clock. They're looking. It seems what they're doing is looking at their I'm going to say synonymous properties and throwing everything at the wall and seeing what will stick.
Here's
the
my
scene
one.
that people catch on familiarity of other characters.
Here's my
That are-
one complaint about what you said. Captain America, Peacemaker, except the pro-American thing, they are nothing alike.
Right.
Peacemaker is an asshole to another degree.
Right.
Captain America is not.
Right. But
So if you're only taking that whole pro-America route,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's something.
Peacemaker cannot be their Captain America.
Right. But what I'm saying,
He could be their he could be their Deadpool though. He could definitely be their Deadpool.
Right, but I'm talking about for Peacemaker and Captain America, I'm talking about the icon thing, because you can't use Superman in that role right now because of the way that they posited Superman.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that you're going to see Peacemaker showing up in movies and shit, but what I'm saying is they put.
Oh, I think it definitely will. They're not going to sit
wasn't
on
there the Guardian or something in DC?
They're not going to
The Guardian is different. That's the Manhattan Guardian, and he was basically a security guard for Cadmus. He before that he was a supporting character in Superman and stuff, and so then he was the Guardian of Metropolis. Then he was the Guardian of Manhattan. Went back to Metropolis.
That's right.
What if you use Steel?
Steel
would be great as an Iron Man analog.
Yep. Fucking Court. You roll up your windows on your airplane.
But just as an outsider looking in and looking at what they're doing and the characters they're using, that's all I can think of that they're doing.
Well, we'll see. I want DC to succeed. I just don't see them. Well, this Batman is definitely a step in the right direction, but that other end of their universe is still, to me, a fucking mess.
I agree.
Yeah, and as bad as Flashpoint is probably going to be, I just at the very least hope it resets their timeline so they can start over. At the very least, reset it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It'd be helpful.
I mean, I don't think Momoa is going anywhere anytime soon.
No, I don't mind seeing Ben Affleck back as Batman. I don't mind seeing Cavill back. I don't think they were the problems with those movies.
Yeah.
So if you could reset it and do it right, do it.
Yeah.
The money in the superhero movies is there still. The bubble has not burst. Look at how much money Spider-Man made. I think, did it break the 2 billion mark? I think it did.
Not sure. I didn't pay attention.
I know it was close last I saw. So,
but I mean,
that's Spider-Man, man.
Dude, but you got to think about this, okay? What are, I believe, the 5 most known brand icons in the world are Pokemon, which I think it's Pikachu, right?
Yeah.
Batman, Superman, Mickey Mouse, and Spider-Man.
I mean,
and they need to fix their Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
They fixed their Batman in a separate timeline. You took a great step in the right direction. Now fix your Superman.
Please give me All-Star Superman the movie.
So Spider-Man, it said it hit it's just under 1.9 billion.
So it didn't quite hit the 2 billion.
Yeah,
pretty close though. Not bad.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's pretty
and
awesome.
And another thing, I think DC has a chance to catch up because of the releases we're getting from Marvel.
So in 1 week, it says the Batman did 316 million.
Yeah.
In a week.
And Nick, I think that's the problem with DC though. They're trying to catch up. You don't need to catch up. Go at your own pace. Stop trying to catch up to Marvel because that's how they fucked up in the first place.
Right, but what I'm saying is with JSA and like adding The Rock, you got Jason Momoa and stuff. I think this is what like what they're doing, they have a chance to catch up in fan base to Marvel if they do it right, is what I'm saying. Because of what we're getting from Marvel, Eternals, Black Widow, fucking Shang-Chi. You know, these movies didn't knock my socks off. I didn't want to talk about them on the show.
You're right, but then then look what they just put out last, Spider-Man, and look what's coming next with Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
like so they they put out a couple sleepers, so to speak, but boom, here right back at it. Here comes Spider-Man. Now here comes Doctor Strange. You know,
Doctor Strange is my favorite Marvel movie, and the closer we get to it, the more nervous I'm getting about it.
about the new one that's coming out.
Yeah,
and Morbius drops in 2 weeks.
Morbius.
Oh shit, that's right.
I don't think Morbius is going to do well.
I hope it does, but
it might not do well, but I think it's still going to be a good movie. I think it's just since it's a character again that a lot of people don't know, so it's not going to drive. So the sales might not be 1.5 billion, but I have a feeling we're all going to. Well, I would hope we're all going to be like, that was still a good movie.
I hope so.
I gotta feel the same way though. I feel like it's just not it's not something that I think people are going to recognize and know.
So when does it release? Next month?
April 1st.
Yeah.
April 1st or April 4th.
Okay, so they're releasing a horror superhero movie on April 1st. When they bumped it from February, which would be Valentine's Day, which is where they used to open Blade, which always had good fucking intro.
Yeah.
Then they moved to April. Hey. Why the fuck not just move it to the summer or fucking October?
Hey, can I ask you a question? Who has the rights to Blade? Does Sony still have the rights to Blade?
No, Marvel.
No, Marvel
does.
Yep, okay, he's fully back with Marvel. That's why they put him in the Eternals.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali, or I believe his name is.
So that means we probably won't see Blade pop up in this Morbius movie.
You never know.
You never know, man.
Here's my. I know we're going off topic real quick, but here's my questions about the Morbius movie. I still don't know where it fits in. Is it Sonyverse? Is it Marvel?
Okay, that is a thing because they made such a mess with the Venom fucking after credit scenes and the Spider-Man after credit scene.
They never. I thought that was their chance to bring Venom into the MCU, and they should have left him there and not send him back.
Yeah,
but you left a little piece of the symbiote to give you a Venom in the MCU coming.
That's exactly what.
But the thing with this trailer is, so you see Vulture in it, you see the Spider-Man murderer mural on the wall. So there's a Spider-Man in his universe. There's a Vulture in his universe, but then he goes and says, "My name is Venom." Just kidding. So it's like I'm really curious as to where this all fits in.
Yeah. See, like,
and we're going on midnight, right?
Yeah, we're going on 2.5 hours. Sorry, but just to that point, that's where consumer fucking
confusion is going to come in.
Confusion comes in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it comes in with the multiple versions of characters. I think it comes in when you write yourself into a hole in a movie.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair enough. Like, you're probably right.
Because, dude, you've read enough comics, you've seen enough comic book movies for you to be confused. How do you think fucking common people are?
Right? Exactly. I mean, and I'm pretty sure when it comes out and we see it, it won't be confusing anymore, whether we like the direction or not. But because we've been down this route, we have experience with this. I have someone like my wife is going to be like, I'm confused.
Yep. No, you're right. I think that's.
And the thing is, we might not get a question where Morbius lies, definitively in the Morbius movie.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's going to come in another Spider-Man movie. Maybe the Craven movie. You don't know because of all this mixed up shit. So that's where, to me, consumer confusion comes.
Because I think a Morbius movie is a perfect way to bring in Blade.
perfect way to bring in
I
Blade.
thought Preferred would be amazing to bring in Blade.
Or how about Marvel gets off their motherfucking ass and gives us Johnny motherfucking Blaze?
Bring in your Ghost Rider finally. Yes, these are perfect. This is a perfect movie to keep expanding on your universe.
Bring in all the Midnight Suns.
You know, we'll see where they're going. You know,
dude, you could do Johnny Blaze as Johnny Blaze instead of being Ghost Rider, and then bring in Danny Ketch. You know, and then Johnny Blaze becomes Ghost Rider when Ketch dies, or some shit like that. There's so much shit you can do because that in the 90s, the Midnight Suns, that was a huge part of Marvel. That entire imprint.
What I will say is, at this point, Marvel has earned the benefit of the doubt from me, and I will trust in what they're doing so far. So we'll see what happens. Seems they have unlike some of these other ones, it seems like they do have a plan in place. So we'll see where they go with it.
And I'll tell. And we'll go ahead and get out of here soon so we can do a fucking hang out.
I'm starting to post a link now. So
all right, cool. But like looking back at 90s Marvel, okay, you could not buy a book that did not have one of three characters in it: Wolverine, Cable, or Ghost Rider. And a lot of times, all three of them were in the same fucking book.
Yeah, so, that's a good point.
So, with us getting the X-Men, all right, cool. So we can get those characters.
Yeah,
fucking Spider,
and that's a whole nother can of worms open on what and how they're doing the X-Men.
Yeah, really.
Give me horror characters from Marvel. Give Moon Knight.
Yes, I want Werewolf by Night, dude.
Werewolf by Night. Let Moon Knight. Oh God, dude. What about fucking Man-Wolf?
See, horror characters brings in the horror audience. Do you know how many people to this day did not know and still don't know that those Blade movies were actually comic book movies?
Yes.
All what people saw, all you saw was a cool vampire movie. Let's go.
And it's the perfect time, man.
You know,
the fucking AMC is doing that goddamn Anne Rice series. Let's go. Let's fucking do it.
Oh yeah.
I hope it's good.
Speaking of let's go.
Yeah, all right. So guys, as I sign off every week, I want to go ahead and thank everybody for being on the show, guys. Thank you.
Sam's already gone.
Thank you for having us, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me tonight.
He might have had a baby. He might have had a baby alert.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
At 11:30 every night on the clock, on the dot, right?
Yeah,
pretty much. It happens.
But thank you guys for watching.
That's when the wife pulled the internet plug. Let's be real.
Thanks for all your comments. And as you see, we use a lot of them in the show, man. It helps us spur on discussion. So if you can be in the live chat, it's great to interact.
Fucking leg, Pablo.
Okay, fuck you, Russ. You're
sorry, guys.
You're taking away from my
apologize.
outro.
I'm sorry. I was
peace, love, and hair grease.
Sam's internet's on parental controls.
11